is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. It's a blissful Wednesday morning, and you are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. This is the news review, and we are here to give you all the relevant stories making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. Remember that you are streaming live on Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio, on YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, and also on X at GhanaTalks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments. We'll do all to read them back to you, and we'll let you know what my guests think. Right, this morning I'll be serving you breakfast with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning to you, ladies, and you are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Miss Debbie?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Miss Regina?
I'm fine.
We thank God. Right, today is June 3rd, 2026. And today marks exactly 11 years. The June 3rd incident happened at Circle, where there was flood mixed with crude oil. And then due to that, we had such a tragedy at Circle. People lost their lives, people got burnt, and the mark is still there. But the flood is still persistent. Do you think that after this whole years, we've learned our lesson as a country to do things better, or we are waiting for another tragedy to happen as well? Miss Regina, have we learned our lesson?
For that, I can't tell if the authorities have learned their lesson.
But as we as Ghanaians, because the authorities, in as much as the authorities have their role to play, we Ghanaians also have the role to play by not throwing rubbish into refuse dumps, especially when you go to Circle. The church drivers, when they come and park their cars over there, the rubbish in their cars, that's where they'll sweep all on the floor. And then when it rains, it chokes the gutters, and then it becomes very difficult for the water to flow.
They have a lot to do, especially when it comes to enforcement of rules and laws. We have a lot to do. But the authorities themselves are very relaxed. And as you said, they are waiting for another tragedy to occur before they think of bringing effective measures to make sure that everyone follow the rules. In Siontoya, no one came out that, oh, don't do this, don't do that. But the moment it started raining, everywhere was getting flooded, and they started coming out to give rules, do this, do that. So when it comes to Ghana, we wait for the situation to escalate before we
take action.
Exactly.
Miss Debbie.
Yes, for me, they've not put in much effort, because I feel like as it stands now, we shouldn't be experiencing anything that has to do with flood issues. But then I feel that the laws are there. I wouldn't say we don't have the laws, but our leaders are failing to enforce it and make it work. If we go to Circle, as it stands now, the place is choked with humans, choked with shops mounted at places they are not supposed to. And so when it rains, where do you expect the rain to have its way or pass through? So for me, I feel like we are still where we are. They've not been any change. And it's quite unfortunate that some people find themselves in that situation with no compensation. It's sad.
It's sad. Today is 11 years, as I mentioned, and it looks like the authorities haven't learned their lesson. We are waiting again for another tragedy to happen before we start taking swift action. I remember when these incidents happened, the authorities were very vocal. Ghanaians were bashing their fellow people. But after 2 months, after some weeks, we did not hear that again. The only thing we get to do is every June 3rd, we remember the unfortunate incidents that happened, but we are not taking any action to make sure that it doesn't happen again. What are you waiting for as Ghanaians, as authorities? What are we waiting for? Are we prepared enough when it gets to the rainy season? Are we prepared as a country so we do not get our places flooded? Or is it because some offices or the finance ministry is not getting flooded, that is why we are not doing anything about it? Are we going to wait for the Jubilee House to get flooded before we get to know that the issue of flooding is actually worrying and very dangerous, that we should pay critical attention to? What are we waiting for? Right, let's get into the news. Yesterday, social media wasn't easy at all. On all social platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and also on X. One man yesterday was trending, but he came out to defend himself that his account was compromised. But we'll still talk about it. No parliament should criminalize people who they love. Afenyo Markin. Minority Leader Alexander Kwame Afenyo Markin has publicly criticized the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, arguing that the legislation should not criminalize individuals based on their sexual orientation or personal relationships. The comments from the Efutu Member of Parliament come days after Parliament passed the controversial legislation widely known as the Anti-Gay Bill. The bill has reignited national debates over human rights, cultural values, and the role of legislation in regulating issues relating to sexuality and family life. Taking to his Facebook page following the passage of the bill, Afenyo Markin expressed concerns about the implication of the legislation, stating that laws should not be used to target or punish people because of who they are or whom they choose to love. According to him, criminalizing individuals based on their sexual orientation does not strengthen society, but instead risks undermining fundamental human rights and freedoms. A law that imprisons people for their sexual orientation or who they choose to love does not protect society. It simply selects a group of human beings and makes their existence a crime. That is a line no parliament in the civil world should cross. That was a statement posted by Afenyo Markin, but later in the day there was a communique that his account was compromised. Both Facebook and X were compromised, so we shouldn't heed to the comments that was made or what was posted. Miss Debbie, I'm wondering how an X and Facebook page that has been verified will get compromised at the same time. I know there are instances where you can link Facebook to Instagram and then X to also that as well, but it will be very difficult that a whole
and at the same time.
No, if it's linked and you post it, it all goes at the same time. Yes, if it's linked and you post on Facebook, it goes to X automatically. If you post on IG and it's linked to Facebook, it goes at the same time. So for that, maybe we can pardon him. But a verified account being compromised, is that enough excuse to escape from the bashing he was already receiving from the people?
This is no excuse. I feel like it's intentional, but because he never thought that it would go that viral, and then for people to speak about it, you telling us that whatever we've seen on your page wasn't posted by you doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't at all. So who did it? A ghost? No. Even if I take your phone, there are people who have password all over their different
Apps.
yes. So if I take your phone and you don't give me the password, I can't intrude into your privacy. It doesn't happen like that. And hardly we know that we have fraudsters and hackers who hack people's accounts and then they use it in posting. But hardly have I seen like consistently well-known people who are verified on these platforms accounts being hacked. It happens, but for me it's not it doesn't happen occasionally. It is once in a while. But just imagine what is trending right now is LGBTQ, and so this hacker was able to downgrade what you or download what you were thinking at that time and then post it at the very moment where this issue is trending. No, we are not kids, so you cannot deceive us. It whatever he's saying shows the thinking of the MPP. Because he's representing a party, he's not representing himself. So for me, I don't see this to be something that was being posted on intentionally or by a mistake. No, it was posted intentionally. So automatically you're saying you support gay. Okay, so if your son, excuse me, if your son gets abused by another man, will you be happy? No, you will not be happy. So it should tell you that I don't have any evidence, but then I can say that 99% of the people we call representatives in parliament do what are not supposed to be done.
I think some judge needs to investigate this because
very necessary.
Because
very necessary.
Because how can the whole minority
a minority leader
your page has been compromised?
Oh no.
It has the internet never forgets.
He's lying.
They will come back hunting him if indeed his page was being
he never thought this issue would go viral with the bashing that is ongoing.
Or he was just testing to see
maybe
how people are actually
he was
going to
testing
respond.
the waters and the waters responded.
When this was posted, I went to the comment section. This one, someone commented that you said the NDC were watered
down or something. They
watered down the bill. But this one there, the bill is in the muddy water after you have posted this. Miss Regina.
So I'm not surprised that he came out to say his account was compromised. Because looking at the backlash, the comments that was coming, he had to do something to save himself. And I am quite surprised, as Debbie said, at this crucial moment where we are all talking about LGBTQ. That is, if anything, the exact same moment the hacker supposedly also hacked your account to post that. I understand that you're in a digital world where looking at these experienced hackers, no matter how your account is secure, they can still find a way to hack it. But we are not kids. It's only a kid that obey me account store away our channel. Let's say you if anything, how would I put it? You send a message to your boss blasting him, then your boss confronts you, be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, boss. My account was compromised." Who are you telling the story to? So, to Afenyo Makin, I wouldn't use the word disappointed, but I'm disappointed because looking at his caliber and also he being a lawyer, the first moment I saw it, I was like, oh, probably because he's a lawyer, that's why he's writing this. And also, in a way, you are trying to tell us that you condone and you're encouraging the act of lesbianism, gayism, queer, and what have you. But for him to come out and tell us that it's fake, that one there's no fake. It is genuine. It is very much genuine. Hey. Okay. I think yesterday we were saying that some of these leaders
are lawyers.
No, not even lawyers. They wake up and plan what to say to go viral.
Yeah. I think you're marking.
See, I think I'm sorry for intruding, but interrupting. But then I feel like it's about time the minority leader sits down and then reflect on certain things. It's bad because if your image keeps how will I say, if
being tarnished.
being tarnished, it doesn't sound so nice. And I don't want to believe the fact that people are claiming that because he wants to find favor in the sight of Baumia, that's why he's doing that. So please, I think your reputation is more important. Even if you are no longer the minority leader, your legacy.
Exactly. But if you are finding ways to impress Baumia, does that mean Baumia also supports LGBT?
Now.
Oh.
I think he's speaking for Baumia and his cohort.
It's going to be a long month.
See, so far as the leader says something, he's speaking the mind of his subordinates.
Yeah, automatically. I'm speaking for everybody.
To me, he say MPP for Nina, they don't want to sign the bill.
It's intentional.
Because that is your leader. And if your leader has posted such a comment, that means that he's speaking on behalf of everybody, even if you are not in support of it. That's very true. Right, let's proceed to the issue of LGBTQ again. It's going to be a long month, as I mentioned. Speaker directs Parliament to reconsider passage of anti-LGBTQ bill. Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has directed Parliament to revisit the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, commonly known as anti-LGBTQ bill, following concerns over procedural inconsistency during its approval. The directive comes amid questions about whether the level of bipartisan support reflected in a committee report that was properly demonstrated on the floor of Parliament during the final vote. According to the Speaker, the committee report indicated unanimous support from both majority and minority members. However, he noted that this census was not clearly reflected during proceedings in the House. Mr. Bagbin stressed that where a committee presents a report showing bipartisan agreement, that census must be clearly demonstrated in a final decision-making process on the floor. He therefore directed Parliament to reconsider aspects of the bill's passage to ensure that proper parliamentary procedure is fully observed and adequately reflected. The move introduces a new development in the debate over the legislation, which seeks to criminalize LGBTQ activities and has generated strong public and political reactions. Supporters of the bill argue that it protects Ghanaian culture and family values, while critics continue to raise concerns about its implications for constitutional rights and human rights protections. The issue has also drawn attention from the executive arm of government. President John Dramani Mahama has indicated that the bill will undergo further legal and constitutional scrutiny before any assent is considered. He noted that concerns such as quorum issues and procedural lapses must be addressed before the legislative process can be considered complete. The President further explained that legal experts at the Presidency and the Attorney General's Department will review the bill before advising him on the next step. He also indicated that the bill could potentially be referred to the Council of State if necessary. The Speaker's intervention and the President's comment together suggest that the bill has several procedural and legal stages to clear before it can become a law. So that means that Parliament must review the voting and passage process again. The bill is not yet final. It's not yet a final law, despite being passed. Procedural issues like quorum and voting clarity are still under scrutiny, and the Presidency will conduct legal review before any assent decision is made, and the Council of States may still be involved in advisory review. So it's going to take a long time. But yesterday, Yesterday, I saw in the news, according to reports, Dafiamekwa says that, Dafiamekwa again, what he said by Friday, the bill will be passed. The bill was passed unanimously, and he also mentioned that in the next 2 months, the bill will be assented. So who are we listening to now? You're playing with Ghanaians. I feel like this is the time that the authorities and our leaders should come out and be clear with us as Ghanaians. You can't raise our hopes and then the next morning we see in the news that so and so is what is happening, and due to that, the bill wouldn't be passed. Ms. Debbie.
They are not serious. They are not serious. I don't see anything about this bill that needs to be taken over again.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes. Whatever was being
Did
stated.
you follow the parliamentary proceedings on Friday?
I did. Whatever was being stated in the previous bill that was presented is the same thing. The only change was in clause 9. That was the only change they did. So what is about reintroducing the bill to Parliament so that they can have a quorum side by side coming in their numbers to deliberate on it and vote and see whether the bill will be passed or not. I feel like there is something we need to know. Or maybe if there is something they are hiding from us, they should let us know. Because as it stands now, everybody is saying different thing. You listen to President Mahama, he said different thing. You listen to the communication director of this party, they are also saying different things. So as it stands now, it looks as if we are confused. We don't even know how far this is going to get to. We are just being like, it's as if we are just quiet and then we are watching them, seeing how this whole brouhaha is going to end. But for me, I feel like it doesn't make sense. If you are not in Parliament and the bill was passed, you are passing here, then be what again? Like, what are they going to do again? As I said, I see no reason why this bill should be reintroduced. The only thing we are interested in is to pass. I don't know whether you saw Mahama Yariga. He stated yesterday, he said he has done his part. Mahama Yariga clearly stated that there is nothing wrong with the bill.
Yeah.
So he see no reason why the bill should be reintroduced, because they've carefully went through it, pinpoint whatsoever was good, subtracted what is not good, and then whatever change they want to make, it is being stated in there. So he has done his part. It's left with the president to sign. Whether he will sign or not is none of his business, and he has done his part. So you see, as I feel like there is this kind of division. Why do I feel as if the majority want to do something, there is nothing like formal communication? I'm saying this because we remember when they were calling for the resignation of OSP. The majority went ahead they sent a petition to Parliament. Later on, they received a message from President Mahama that no, and they came out to say things. To brush it off. And this thing is happening for the second time. It should tell you that there is something going on that we don't know. It's convey different messages. So for me, I don't see any reason why this bill should be reintroduced. They have their own reasons why they don't want to introduce this. And they shouldn't make me believe what I'm thinking right now.
Which is?
Because what I'm thinking is bad.
It's what?
It's bad. They should not make me believe it that half of them are doing it.
Oh, come
on. What is come on?
They have wives.
No, what are you saying?
That's forcefully accusing these
I'm
people.
not forcefully accusing. Did I mention anybody's name?
Mm-hmm.
I said they shouldn't push me to believe what I'm thinking. I didn't mention anybody's name. Have you by chance come across those people that are into this gay things, dressing like female, like on their podcast before? Because they have a podcast. Mm-hmm. Have you listened to them before? Some of them claim allegedly that they receive messages from these people. They receive messages from authorities. What are you telling me? Sir, whatever they do with the bill, they should do. They should do. I said it yesterday.
I'm not proud.
I was not here.
I said it yesterday, and I'll say it today. Whatever they'll do with the bill, they should do. They should do it with.
But Miss Regina, looking at such a critical bill as this, don't you think that it needs to pass through proper scrutiny before it's being assented?
Scrutiny, no more family scrutiny.
No. But let's be honest.
This is just like they use just one day to consider it
How
and
many
pass
days
it.
do we need to deliberate on an issue? If not for black man and black mindset.
No, in a way, I sort of like almost agreeing with the president, and also what Alban Bagman said. And yesterday we heard from
She said she almost.
and also the NPP communicator who came here yesterday. According to the Speaker of Parliament, he said consider the bill, which was for you to review, go through it, and then close that chapter and continue with business of day. But they passed the bill. Now your boss is in and says that I wasn't there when you guys passed the bill. Let's go through it and let me see if indeed you use all the right procedural processes to actually do that. In as much as it's a waste of time, but it needs to go through proper scrutiny. And such a critical bill as this, in as much as it's against our values that a man and a man should get married, in a way too, it's infringing on the rights of these people, but it's against our rules, it's against our culture, our norms, and then our values. Don't you think that it should go through the proper scrutiny artists, so that it would actually, before it's been assented? The president says that it lacked quorum and also procedural processes. It looks like minority didn't accept on certain things, whereas majority accepted on certain things. So due to that, let's go through the right process. Let's involve the traditional councils. Let's involve the council of members. Is it council of states? The council of states members. Let's involve them. Advise what and what can we do before he has sent to it. Because mind you that once all these people do not do the right thing, or even overlook certain things, and it gets to the president and it's being signed, it will go against us as a country.
Okay, so I did a research. The right process for Parliament to go through before they pass the anti-gay bill or any kind of bill, and it says, first off is the introductions and readings. The bill is introduced in Parliament, and it is in they have the first reading, and beneath the first reading, it is referred to the appropriate committee for scrutiny, and that is the Parliament. The committee receives a memoranda, holds consultations or hearings when necessary, and submits a report. Parliament debates the bill during the second reading and then considers it clause by clause. A third reading is conducted before the final vote. Passage by Parliament. If majority of members of Parliament approve the bill, it is considered passed. And the human sexual rights, commonly called the anti-gay, was passed by Parliament. Dabempo, on the 29th. Now, they said transmission to the president. After passage, the bill is sent to the president for consideration under the Article 106 of Ghana's Constitution. Parliament's lawmaking power is exercised through bills passed by Parliament and assented to by the president. Presidential assent. The president may assent to, that is, sign the bill, after which it becomes law. If the president has constitutional consent, the bill may return to Parliament with reasons for reconsideration. And lastly, possible legal or constitutional challenges. Court cases or procedural objections may affect the process before the bill becomes law. And with all that is going on, some people are saying they still have issue with the courts. And looking at the first introduction and readings, they would have to go through it several times. That is the first reading, second reading, and third reading. And with the first reading, it would have to go to the appropriate committee for scrutiny, the Parliament, and they would also have to submit a report, hold consultations, and lastly, that is where the final vote comes in. And also, they'll have to take it to the president. If the president thinks that there's a problem with it, then they bring it back to the Parliament to reconsider it. But in this case, it didn't even get to the president. It was still in the chambers of the Parliament, and Alban Babin said it has to be reconsidered. Now to your question.
Shouldn't it go through proper scrutiny? Because from Parliament, President says it's supposed to go through Council of State, Council of State to also the Attorney General to review give advice on it before he signs.
Okay, so I think from what I've read, it aligns with what you are asking, and it's the right thing to do. Because when it comes to the anti-gay bill, it doesn't only involve Parliament; it involves a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even with the traditional, the churches also. The churches also have to give their opinion about it. Probably something doesn't go on well. I think yesterday when I sat down to really look through it, in a way, I would say it really didn't have any issues aside the law aspect. But thinking of it twice, even murderers and criminals also have lawyers. So automatically, they also have the right to lawyers. And doctors also have the right to attend to their patients. So there's nothing really wrong with it. Now, they have to come to tell us what the main problem is.
Exactly.
Is it that whatever that they've stated doesn't align with what they believe, or they believe something else from what we are also believing? And as she said, they shouldn't make us believe certain things, because if they want to go back and forth with this anti-gay bill, they are sending a wrong signal. We understand that they want to go through the process, but I don't want to say that at the end of the day, if they still follow that procedural process, they will still come out and give us another excuse as to why this bill can't be signed. So, as Alban Bagbin said, their father said they should reconsider it. So they should reconsider it. And if they want to make any changes, because looking at the aspect of minority, a lot of them are against the new bill. They are saying that they have to go back to the bill that was presented 2024.
Yeah.
But 2024 and 2026, it's two different years. I think 2024, 2 years interval or 1 year interval. There are a lot of changes have occurred. So in the bill.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, 2024 and 2026. It's just like we still using 1992 constitution whilst we are in 2026. They have to review it.
But whilst in opposition, my NDC was saying they should pass the bill, and now that NDC is in power, NPP is saying that pass the bill. Now they are passing the bill, and it's like they are both not agreeing on the same page. So
I think the MPP wants them to pass the
old bill, which is going to include lawyers being arrested for representing
and the old bill is the same as what they passed.
They've made
is clause 9.
But it made 21 deletion from the bill. Ghana urges citizens to strengthen district accountability. The Ghana Center for Democratic Development is calling on citizens to take a more active role in demanding transparency, accountability, and action against corruption at the local level. The appeal was made during a refresher training program in Sugakope for members of social auditing clubs under the SARIS project, which focuses on strengthening accountability and institutional responsiveness in Ghana. The project, implemented in collaboration with partners including Transparency International Ghana and the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, is funded by the European Union and operates across selected districts in the country. CDD Ghana encouraged citizens to move beyond passive observation and instead actively use legal tools provided under Ghana's decentralization framework to hold local authorities accountable. Officials explained that the Local Governance Act 2016 at 936 gives citizens clear right to participate in district governance processes, including attending assembly meetings, submitting memoranda, and engaging in budget discussions. They also highlighted provisions under the Right to Information Act 2019 at 989, which allows citizens to request information from public institutions and demand accountability in the use of public resources. According to facilitators, these legal frameworks are not optional but mandatory obligations for metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, which are required to involve citizens in key decision making. The training also focused on how corruption is defined and how citizens can identify and report practices such as bribery, fraud, embezzlement, nepotism, and abuse of office. Participants were further reminded that local accountability structure such as public relations and complaints committees can investigate complaints and recommend sanctions against public officials when necessary. CDD Ghana says strengthening citizen participation at the district level is essential to improving governance and ensuring public resources are properly managed for development. CDD Ghana is urging we all citizens to hold their local authorities accountable, especially in our communities when things are not going on well. It's like we all keep quiet. Oh, enyeshe. So assemblyman we call enyeshe. Go and report. They say go and report. Hold them accountable. Miss Debbie, are we doing enough? In your community, things are not. You mentioned the Elsegata, they do. So, have you reported them? You need to hold these people accountable.
Papa, I'm just waiting for the right time.
Oh, report them.
I will do so. I will definitely do so. This is because we are closer to these people. When you come to the community, you meet your assembly. You are in the same community with that representative, that assemblyman, or whoever it is in charge of that community. So, I mean, it makes it so easy for you to hold them accountable. This is because even before the person is being given that note, they make promises. Oh, I will do this. I will help tidy the community maybe once in a week. I will help communicate to maybe the member of parliament, and then they send a message across to parliament so we can construct the roads. So when it happens like that, you hold these people accountable by what? One, most communities have a meeting, a day fixed for community discussions where assembly members sit down and authorities in that community have a seat, and then they invite people in the community. You bring your problems on board, and then they'll also tell you ways or measures that is being put in place to solve that particular problem. And aside that, you have your phone. Of late, people do not even need to call anybody to come and cover anything for them. If they see something going wrong, they take video. Most of the trendy videos we see first starts from normal citizen. They just take a video of something. This is what they are doing in their community. This is what you promise. This is what you are doing. Then they post it and then it goes viral. And I think one thing has to do with we calling into shows like maybe a television discussion where your member of parliament is sitting down and he's lying, and then you just call in and tell them that he's lying. So this is the community, this is what he promised, this is what he refused to do, and then you back it with evidence. When we do that, we will hold these people accountable, and it's also a way of tracking their record and tracking their progress on what they promise. So if the member of parliament or maybe your MC or maybe your assembly promise to do this, maybe fix a bridge or fix a gutter or something, they are not doing it, you go in for info, because we have the right to if you look at at 2019 at 989, we have the right to information. So you can go for info from the office. That is what you promised to do. Then you compare it, what they promised when they wanted the power and how far they've delivered it. Then you compare it. If you feel like they're not doing enough, you find a way of holding them accountable. As I said, sometimes you see members of parliament, you see representatives of constituencies, municipalities, these local assemblies. They are on radio, they are on telling, they are telling lies, holy lies. So this one, when they give out time for you to send in your message or comments or maybe a call-in segment, you just call and then you put it to his face. This is what you are supposed to do. You didn't do it. And then with the videos and the info you have, you send it to them. And then they ask him, why did you promise this and you are not doing it? So I feel like when we become serious, they will become serious. Because sometimes we are not serious. We are not serious because we are helping them to become lazy and not doing their work. And that is because when they come around, take 20 cedis, buy drink. And that is what we want. We prefer the money, the 20 cedis, the 50 cedis, than the work they are supposed to do for us. So they end up not doing it because they feel like even when we don't do it, they are not complaining. I mean, they see we give them an envelope or something, they are okay. So when we become serious, they'll become serious.
When we become serious, they'll become serious. Miss Gina?
When we become serious, they'll become serious. It's true. And I would reference this to the Minister for Highways, Dr. Agbuja. He's really doing a marvelous job because he has tasked the people in the community where this big push agenda is going on to report whatever that is going on to him. If these people, contractors, don't come to work, they should call and report. If they are not doing their job well, they should call and report. If they see any any bad thing, they should call and report. In a way, they are indulging and involving the people, and that is what we all are supposed to do. When we want to fight corruption, we want to make sure that these leaders are accountable. It's not a duty, in as much as it's the duty of the people in big offices, the people who employ these people, to make sure that they supervise them. We also have a duty to play because we are closer to these people. When something happens in this institution, manager who is not around will not automatically know what happened. He would ask either one of us, what happened? Because we are here, we saw it. So to the people in the communities, if either the assemblyman, the DC, the municipal, the district, they are not doing something right, they should go through the right process and report them. This is not snitching. We are snitching in a good way to make sure that our community or our environment is a safe haven and a safe place.
And that is a snitching we should encourage.
Yes.
Talking ready and talking there. Thank you so much for joining us on the news review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you Today in History and some global observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. On this day, 2015, Accra flood and fire disaster. A catastrophic twin disaster in Accra, Ghana claimed the lives of over 150 people. The tragedy occurred when torrential multi-day rainfall caused severe citywide flooding. Many people sought shelter from the downpour at a Gulf petrol station near the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Tragically, overflowing floodwaters caused fuel to leak from the tanks and float across the surface of the water. When the fuel reached a naked flame or an electrical spark, it ignited, triggering a massive, devastating explosion that engulfed the station and surrounding buildings. The disaster exposed severe infrastructure and drainage vulnerabilities in the capital. In the aftermath, the government of Ghana declared 3 days of national mourning and pledged to improve disaster preparedness and clear settlements built on waterways. 1943. Zoot Suit riot begin in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, California, sparked by rising racial tensions and wartime fabric rationing. Groups of U.S. servicemen stationed in Southern California clashed with young Mexican-American, black and Filipino residents who wore the zoot suit, a baggy fabric-heavy outfit popularized in working-class neighborhoods. 1916. U.S. President Woodrow Wilson signs National Defense Act. This major legislative milestone expanded the size of the U.S. Army, brought independent state militaries under federal control as the Permanent National Guard, and formally created the Reserve Officers Training Corps. To some few global observances, Impersonate Authority Day. So this day is interpreted in two contrasting ways. First off, fake it till you make it. an encouragement to project confidence, stand tall, and command respect in your daily life, even if you are feeling insecure or or unqualified. So, as I said, it is in two ways: fake it till you make it. And the next part is a critique of blind obedience, a satirical reminder of how easily human beings can be tricked by outward symbols of status, calling for a healthy skepticism toward unearned power, and the safe ways to participate in this impersonate authority day. Because actual legal impersonation of government or law enforcement officials is a serious crime, participation should remain strictly symbolic, legal, and safe. Practice executive presence. Use the day to work on your posture. Speak more deliberately and lead a meeting with extra confidence. Dress the part. Wear a sharp suit or an outfit that makes you feel powerful and competent in your field. And lastly, to the global observance, National Nkosua Day. To honor the incredible versatility and nutritional benefits of eggs, it is widely observed by food enthusiasts, cooks, and nutritionists to promote the consumption of these protein-packed, stable, and its endless culinary possibilities. So today is the perfect day to enjoy Kosiandi Meko as much as possible. You can even eat one crate. Of course, it has enough calories, so it's advisable to eat 2 to 3 eggs a day. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Global Observances, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina, for Today in History and Some Global Observances of the day. She mentioned that fake it till you make it. Don't go and fake it and live a fake life. They say fake it. Yeah, so if you are faking it means positive. When you're faking
Positive faking.
yeah, positive faking. You are manifesting it.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, say you have money. Money will come.
Yeah.
And I Miss Debbie. Don't go and borrow. Right, Miss Debbie.
Welcome to Debbie's Grow, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Gyamfi, has urged Parliament to put aside procedural disagreement and ensure the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill is forwarded to the president for assent. In an interview, he said Ghanaians elected members of parliament to make laws on behalf of the nation and expect them to deliver on that responsibility. Ghanaians elected wise, intelligent men and women to go to parliament and to legislate and to make rules and laws for our nation. That is the only thing we expect from parliament, he said. His comment comes amid a dispute over the anti-LGBTQ bill after Speaker of Parliament directed the House to reconsider the legislation, citing the need to protect the national interest and ensure due process. Most Reverend Gyamfi said Parliament's internal procedures are not the primary concern of the public, stressing that citizens are more interested in seeing lawmakers produce legislation that reflect their expectations. We are not interested in their procedures and those things. We are interested in Parliament codifying what we have already sent to them, and to do just that and to put the bill on the desk of the president. He noted that if Parliament believes mistakes were made during the process, lawmakers have the right to revisit the bill and make correction. The Catholic bishop acknowledged the conflicting positions emerging from Parliament over whether the proper procedures were followed in passing the bill. Most Reverend Gyamfi further cautioned against allowing procedural disputes and technicalities to derail the process, recalling how a similar bill in the previous Parliament failed to receive presidential assent. The remark comes after Majority Leader Muhammad Yarga insisted Parliament followed all required procedures in passing the bill and argued that the Speaker cannot reverse a decision already taken by the House. interesting days ahead. So this is from the Catholic Bishops Conference in Ghana. What they are saying is that they are only interested in the bill being passed. I mean, the bill shouldn't have anything to do with challenges or technicalities, and because of that, we wouldn't pass the bill. And let me tell you something. What we are all eager to hear is the bill being passed into law. That is all we want. That is all we want. I feel like the majority wants to walk in the footsteps of the minority. We are not different from other countries who pass this anti-LGBTQ bill into law. We can equally do same. So I don't know what is preventing us. And see, sincerely speaking, as it stands now, I have no hope in this bill. I just have it in mind that this bill wouldn't be passed into law. Seriously. For me, I believe the bill went to the right processes. It did. The majority leader said the bill went through the right procedures. So what procedural process are we still talking about? I feel like we don't want to pass this bill. It is as simple as ABC. We don't want to pass the bill. And I don't know why we are finding it difficult to pass this bill. In the previous administration, there was similar incidents just like this one. The then minority, now current majority, had a problem with the bill. And then the current minority, then majority, also had a problem with it. And they passed the bill. They passed the bill, but it wasn't passed into law. And that is because they realized there was a sort of challenge associated with the whole bill. And just Friday we had a good news. We had a good news, and today it's something different. The Catholic Bishop Conference, they said something. We vote for you because we know you are wise, we know you are intelligent, we know you can do the work. And so what we are interested in is to pass that bill into law, as simple as that. Because if we want to follow these technicalities and all that, trust me, this bill will not be passed. This bill will not be passed. And that clearly shows that we are not serious. Oh, it's true. We are not, because if we are serious, we should have passed this bill. We should have passed it. Well, what is stopping us? What is stopping us from passing the bill? I just feel like we want to use this excuse as a care of something, so that we keep dragging the bill. If you tell your deputy that they should consider, for me, I feel like considering something, it has a result. You might either get a positive result or a negative result. So if you are telling somebody to consider something, at the end of it, there will be a result out of that consideration. So if they consider the bill, they deliberated on the bill, and then they feel like this bill needs to be passed because everything was clearly done, then why should we reintroduce the bill in Parliament? Now, the majority leader clearly stated that they did whatsoever they are supposed to do. And so he has done his part. And for that, I 100% back him. He has done his part. As a majority leader, he stood his ground. And the bill was passed. So it's left with the president to pass it. Now, the president is also saying that they will have to reintroduce the bill because of procedural challenges and because of issues with quorum and all that. So they'll have to reconsider introducing the bill to Parliament for further deliberation, to consider some of the things in the bill. You see, we are not saying that when you reintroduce this bill, it wouldn't help or whatever. But for me, I believe the right thing was done. The right thing was done. If this bill should be reintroduced, it means that the people who passed this bill do not know what they were doing. That is clearly what they are trying to communicate to us. That the House didn't know what they were doing. And so the right thing needs to be done. Which means that if the main Speaker of Parliament is not around, they cannot go ahead and execute their mandate. It's just like if your parents is not in the house, they ask the elder one to take care of the rest of the kids. So the parents have it in mind that if we are not around, there is nothing good this kids will do. So unless we come in and then we tell them to do something, that is what they will do. And that is what we are seeing. The speaker is trying to say that when he's not around, the right thing is not being done. And so he will need to be there whilst the bill is being passed or the bill is being reintroduced. For me, I see no sense in this. Sincerely speaking, I see no sense in this. What we are all eager for is this bill to be passed. It's against our culture. It's against our norms. And I kept saying this. For an adult like me, to just wake up someday and then feel interested in my fellow female, it's my own problem, because I know my right from my wrong. But what about that kid? What about those innocent children that were being taken advantage of? What about them? We had instances where a young boy was being taken by his own coach, and the boy died as a result of the implications that came after. And this coach was granted a bail. He was sent to court and he was granted bail. So what about that? There were instances where there were documentary, and then we see people, young boys at the age of 10, 11, 12, being taken advantage of by their teachers, by elders in their community, by well-known people in the community. So what about these kids? And that is why we want this bill to be passed. I feel like we are scared because we are not independent. We are scared because we still go seeking for arms. We are scared because when we pass this bill, the privileges we enjoy from the Western world, we are not going to get it. And so they are going to drag our feet. I wouldn't be surprised if this bill is not being passed into law. I will not be surprised. At first I had hope, but as it stands now, I feel like our politicians, our parliamentarians are playing with our feelings. They're just joking around with this bill. And sincerely speaking, that would be a very great disappointment to the NDC, for that matter, because you promised that this is what you will do. And as the Catholic bishops are saying, we don't even care about your procedural, whatever it is. What we want is that bill should be passed and should be passed into law. That is all we want. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that grill. And thank you too for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news, and right after the news, we'll be back. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, government must free first 24 hours of emergency care to remove cost barriers. Health Minister announces. Food and Drugs Authority official urges full regulation of blood transfusion chain, caution safety lapses, and endangers patient. Deputy Communications Minister affirmed President John Dramani Maham's commitment to assent the anti-LGBTQ bill. Also coming up in the news, Aflawo Immigration Command seeks more logistics to tackle illegal border crossings. In response, Interior Minister pledges support for border security as government moves to strengthen border patrols. In business, Ghana signals manufacturing reset as trade with United Kingdom hits record of 1.5 billion US dollars. We have details of these stories and many others coming up shortly. A policy to offer free emergency treatment within the first 24 hours to all patients is under consideration by government. Speaking at the 2026 Ghana Health Service Senior Managers Meeting in Accra, the Minister of Health, Kwabena Minta Kando, said the proposed initiative is aimed at removing financial barriers that prevent Ghanaians from seeking urgent medical attention. If implemented, hospitals and health facilities will be required to provide emergency stabilization, diagnostics and initial treatment within the first 24 hours without demanding payment.
We have started legislation. We are at the stakeholders consultation level. We want to go to Parliament, as His Excellency the President stated in his 2026 State of the Nation address. He charged me to go to Parliament to legislate on emergency responses. And so we are at the stakeholders consultation level, and as you know, we may get to your level and then seek your input before we go to Parliament. There's another suggestion, and I'm very careful when I'm announcing this because it will take some time to get there, where we are looking at the first 24 hours of emergency should be free in this country, but it will take us some time. We need to go through a series of consultations. But we have realized that it is not ordinary bed that is causing this problem. Sometimes it is who to pay. So if every facility knows that, irrespective of the patient who appears, the facility will get their payment anyway, they will be, willing and ready to welcome these patients. And so it's one of the reforms we are looking at, among other things that I have a comprehensive report on. So the pressure on our secondary and tertiary facilities cannot be solved only by adding more beds. Additional beds are important, but they are not the whole answer.
Head of Vaccines, Vigilance and Clinical Trials at the Food and Drugs Authority, Dr. Edwin Nkansa, has called for tighter oversight of Ghana's entire blood transfusion chain. Speaking to reporters, he noted that blood transfusion consists of several stages and weakness in any part of the chain can threaten patients' well-being. His comments comes amid ongoing efforts by the Food Drugs Authority and the National Blood Service to strengthen blood safety systems and reduce transfusion-related complications.
Blood banks are not regulated, of course. You can't also assure the blood unit of blood or blood product, blood component that comes out of those facilities. So we need to regulate the donor. We need to regulate the testing processes. We need to regulate the storage. We need to regulate the release, whether blood is actually being released for its intended purposes or not. So the whole chain have to be regulated. In other words, in fact, at the point of release, the storage between release to a healthcare professional to the bedside for transfusion, a lot can happen when it is not properly stored, when it is not properly handled. That whole chain needs to be regulated by the FDA so that the patient who release blood deemed to be safe. Yes.
Deputy Communications Minister Mohammed Adams affirmed President John Dramani Mahamad's commitment to signing the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill after all necessary amendments are completed. At a media briefing, the Deputy Minister urged Ghanaians to remain patient as the legislative process runs its course. This was after the bill got passed by Parliament but faced delays over proposed amendments and legal considerations.
The question I kept asking my friends in the other side is that you had the opportunity to make those amendments. When the bill actually, that bill in the 8th Parliament traveled from 2021 to 2024, March, before it was passed.
Yeah.
That long period, you had the opportunity to ensure that all your grievances
Were addressed.
You didn't do that. And that's why I kept saying, they were not speaking to the content in the bill, the proposal. They were not speaking to specific clauses. They were speaking to the generality of it, that it's problematic. It's problematic. If I sit here and say Channel 1 TV is problematic, I need to speak to the specific problem that I think that, or if I say that there are challenges here, what are the challenges? I need to point out to you the challenges that I've seen here so that you can address. But if I just say that Channel 1 TV, there are a lot of challenges. What are the challenges? If I say and I go to tell somebody, for me, I kept telling them there are challenges. What are the challenges? I've not been fair to Channel 1 TV.
Right.
I should speak to the specific challenges that I've identified. If they agree with me, they will address those challenges. And I'm saying that was not done.
Right.
They didn't do that.
Right.
And Kosi again said that President Mahama, at the time when he was the leader of the opposition party, said that when he comes, the bill presented to Nana Addo that he did not sign, that bill that was presented to Nana Addo, President Mahama had been a member of Parliament. And I believe that when he was saying that, he knew that, yes, of course, when he said that the bill that was presented to the then president and he did not sign, when he can, he will sign. He didn't mean that when he comes and you pick that bill, bring it, I will sign. No, he knows they are lost. It wasn't played to the gallery. He knew that the proponent of the bill will relay the bill. They will re-sponsor it to pass through the process. And when he gets to him, he will sign. That was what he meant. He's not weaponizing the issue. He was only speaking to the issue, saying that if you were the president, but even yesterday, he re-emphasized that. If you listen to him carefully, you would understand that he says, the president, you have other options, including pointing to clauses that you don't understand. You can refer back. But that's not what we saw when President Nana Addo was the president. Of course, vote for me, I will sign. Vote for me. If he passes through the process and it gets to me, I will sign. He didn't just say vote for me, I'll pick the so if when you pick it directly and send it to you, you are doing illegal thing.
True.
Right? So if I say vote for me, I will sign. It means that vote for me, when you vote for me and the thing passes through the system and it gets to me, I will sign. Including he speaking. Yes, that's what he meant. He didn't, and he hasn't changed his position. And I have kept telling you, I said it here. Yesterday I repeated. If anybody thinks President Mahama will not sign this bill, the president probably must be deceiving himself. He will sign this bill.
The Ghana Immigration Service Aflao Sector Command is appealing for increased logistical support to strengthen its fight against illegal entry through unapproved route along Ghana's eastern border. Aflao Sector Commander Deputy Commissioner of Immigration Mark Asamoah Boachi made the request when the Interior Minister toured the command. He explained that while officers are determined to secure the country's borders, limited resources are hampering operations.
Proximity is very key. You agree with me that where we're standing now is just some few meters away from Togo, and then people are living here. From here to the border is also a bit far, so people try to find a way of getting to the other side of the border, that is the Togolese side, by just creating a path. When they do, what we as immigration do is that we follow them. Sometimes we even go ahead of them by when seeing that if they've created a path, then we are sending our men there. That is how come you find a lot of unapproved routes, but our men are manning all these unapproved routes. Definitely, believably, you know that we cannot cover everything. There are clandestine ones that they use sometimes at night, and that we will not see. Definitely during the day, it is closed, nothing happens. But they find a way of using that from time to time. But we've deployed our intel on the ground, and we are doing our best, even with the limited resources that we have. We're doing our best. It is timely, and we cannot underestimate the fact that the sector minister himself has come to appreciate what we are going through day in, day out. We also have his assurances that when he gets to Accra, definitely some of the matters were known. But I believe you know that there's an easy saying that seeing is believing. He has seen him hit himself, and then we know that action is going to be taken immediately on that, just as he has assured. It's not bringing down heaven tomorrow, but gradual process. That is all we are craving for. That there will be recognition of the existing issues, and then the projections as we make for security purposes, and then the fact that we will be prepared to meet those challenges as and when they erect their ugly head.
In response, the Interior Minister assured the Aflao Sector Command of government support in the discharge of its duties following concerns over illegal entry through unapproved border route. He emphasized on addressing logistical and operational challenges to strengthen border surveillance and patrol operations.
Because like I told you, the statistics for 2025, those we rescued were about 714. Those we had to return were over 1,600 from the neighboring countries. So we are seriously concerned because it's not only the good ones who are coming into our country because of the stable and peaceful nature that we have found ourselves. So the bad ones also want to come through. So the prices that they are using, the Midas that they are using at the border control, we need to support them to be able to protect us well. Yes, we are welcoming people. We welcome everybody. I mean, admittedly, all of us know if you want a good Tyler, you say you want a Togolese, you want a good POP guy. But what about the bad ones who want to come? If people come on our streets, they don't have any place to sleep. People come to do a QNet business. They say QNet is a legitimate business. People come, they try to deceive people into our country. They come, they are doing prostitutions. They are doing all manner of things. So we are really concerned, and that's part of the reason why I had to travel to come all this far to see the challenges. What do we have to do to help them to be able to help us curb some of these menaces that we are all seeing? So be rest assured, we've seen it live, and we'll continue to work assiduously to resolve most of the problem of almost all the challenges. Like I told the commanders, we're not promising heaven because I've come here tomorrow. They wake up and all the problems will be gone. But the assurance is that we've noted most of their concerns, and as we get back to Accra, we'll deal with them. Many of them, we knew about them before we came, but nevertheless, seeing them ourselves tells a better story than when it's requested on paper. So we are assuring all of you and the good people of the Aflao and its environs, those concerns will be taken care of. And by the grace of God, we work assiduously to resolve most of the challenges as much as possible. So I want to thank all of you for your cooperation and to assure you that we've seen the road network, we've seen the sea, the way the sea is being carried. And as a cabinet minister, when we sit and we are having a discussion, we'll all be supporting not only the Works and Housing Minister, but the Road Minister, the Energy Minister. I mean, I was there, I saw the way the lighting is behaving. So all that is something that is good, that when you go to the field, you see, instead of sitting in the office and people come to tell you.
In business, Ghana is positioning itself for a structural shift in its industrial base, with the government declaring a broad reset of manufacturing policy, accelerating trade digitalization, and deepening agro-industrial expansion as its court capital at the Ghana-UK Investment Summit in London. Speaking on day 2 of the summit, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, told investors that reforms in progress across the economy are fundamentally reshaping Ghana's industrial landscape and investment outlook, anchored on a strategy that aligns state policy with private private capital. She pointed to rising activities in domestic production and agro-processing as evidence of a sector already in motion. At the heart of Ghana's pitch to global investors is a redefinition of the state-investor relationship. She argued that the country's investment model is increasingly anchored on partnership and long-term confidence. The minister also highlighted strengthening trade performance between Ghana and the United Kingdom, noting that bilateral flows have reached a new milestone. Ghana is moving to convert that momentum into a more structured trade framework with the United Kingdom, with negotiations on a new partnership agreement. According to her, the agreement is designed to extend beyond traditional trade arrangements into more integrated economic cooperation. Regulatory frameworks are also being advanced in agriculture and export facilitation. She further underscored Ghana's industrial trajectory, citing manufacturing growing contributions to the economy. To sports, football legend Asamoah Gyan has described Black Stars forward Antoine Semenyo as the face of Ghana football after excelling in the 2026 season. Gyan made this comment according to Sky Sports at a pre-World Cup event in New York as Ghana prepares to play against Wales yesterday, June 2nd in Cardiff. Ghana has been drawn in Group L in the 2026 FIFA World Cup alongside England, Croatia and Panama, with Semenyo among the 26-man squad and in line to play at the World Cup for the second time in his career. Semenyo scored 17 league goals in the just-ended season while winning the Carabao Cup and Emirates FA Cup with Manchester City's fine form also earned him a nomination in the English Premier League Player of the Season award. In showbiz, controversial Ghanaian preacher and former fetish priestess Nana Agrada has finally addressed rumors of her involvement in an alleged 200,000 bribery scandal. Speaking in a video shared, Agrada broke her silence to set the record straight on the claims. She dismissed the allegation, describing them as false and part of a deliberate attempt to tarnish her image. The scandal gained traction on social media after reports suggested that the preacher had received 200,000 Ghana cedis to influence the issue. Agrada, however, insisted she has done no wrong and challenged anyone with evidence to take her on. To some global update, the Economic Community of West African States has set an ambitious target of achieving regional rice self-sufficiency by 2035. It is therefore urging government, investors and development partners to accelerate financing for a sector it says holds the key to West Africa's food security and agricultural transformation. Speaking at the opening of the West African Rice Investment Roundtable in Accra, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, His Excellency Dr. Omar Aliu Toure, said the region can no longer afford to depend heavily on imported rice despite its vast agricultural potential. According to ECOWAS, the region currently produces 61% of the rice it consumes. Rice outside increased by 44% between 2004 and 2024. Rapid population growth, urbanization, and changing consumption patterns have outpaced production. Dr. Toure said deficit represents more than a challenge, arguing it is a chance to increase domestic production, strengthen regional value chains, attract investment, and accelerate agri-food system transformation across West Africa. Those opportunities underpin a long-standing ECOWAS strategy to make rice a cornerstone of regional food security and economic development. Rice has been a priority under the ECOWAS agricultural policy for more than a decade. In 2014, the Commission launched the ECOWAS Rice Offensive to complement national rice development strategies. More recently, in December 2024, ECOWAS heads of state adopted the Regional Rice Roadmap, providing a common framework to guide investment and policy intervention across member states. To strengthen coordination, the Commission established the ECOWAS Rice Observatory, bringing together government, farm organizations, research institutions, development partners, and private sector actors to monitor progress and support implementation. Dr. Toure noted that member states have since developed national rice investment action plans and country-specific investment to identify priority projects and financing opportunities. He acknowledged the support of the World Bank and the African Development Bank in advancing the initiative. Despite the progress, several structural challenges continue to constrain the sector: high production costs, inefficient milling system, post-harvest losses, limited access to finance, and insufficient private sector investment. He stressed that addressing those challenges would require moving beyond policy discussions to concrete action. The ECOWAS agricultural policy is currently being reviewed to align with the Kampala Declaration on Agricultural Transformation. For the first time, the review process includes consultations with 9 stakeholder groups, including farmers, researchers, financial institutions, private sector representatives, and other non-state actors. He also commended Ghana for hosting the roundtable and praised the country's leadership in promoting agricultural development and regional integration. Dr. Toure concluded with a call for measurable outcomes from the discussions. The 2-day roundtable brought together ministers, investors, and financial institution development. The event is being organized by the ECOWAS Commission in partnership with the World Bank, the African Development Bank, and other technical and financial partners. Ghana was represented by Vice President Professor Jenana Opoku Achimine. And that's it on the morning news update. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Dosso. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, number
This
one.
is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. And yes, this is the morning show. Remember that we are streaming live on Facebook.
This is Ghana Talks Radio.
On YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comment. Let's get interactive right here on the morning show. Before we delve into the second segment of the show, my ladies and I will be going through some interesting news headlines on the news. Joining me in the studio is Ms. Debbie Adoso and Ms. Virginia Bless. Good morning to you ladies once again.
Good morning.
What are we having for breakfast?
Fried rice.
Did you just say fried rice?
Yes, it was.
Someone also told me she feels like eating fried rice.
Who's that?
I don't know. Miss Regina?
Alex said she wants to take oats.
Oats.
Or
Miss Regina? What are we having for breakfast?
Wow, what are you going to do?
She said she wants to eat fried rice. So like I want to order for fried rice. From which of the branch do you want it from?
I've already brought my fried rice.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh,
fine.
I don't mind if you have.
You already have. I'll give it to Miss Regina.
All right.
Yeah, so let's look at some news headlines. Government to introduce rice import quota to boost local production. The government of Ghana has announced plans to introduce a rice import quota policy aimed at increasing demand for locally produced rice and reducing the country's dependency on imports. The announcement was made by the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, at the West Africa Rice Investment Roundtable in Accra. Under the proposed policy, rice importers will be required to show evidence of purchasing rice from locally farmers or partnering with Ghanaian rice producers before they can receive permits to import rice into the country. According to the minister, the initiative is intended to strengthen the local rice value chain, improve market opportunities for farmers, attract investments, and increase domestic production. Mr. Opoku explained that the policy is not designed to ban rice imports or increase tariffs on consumers. Instead, it seeks to use the existing rice trade to support local agricultural development. He stressed that government wants to redirect economic benefits from rice imports toward building Ghana's own productive capacity and reducing the country's import bill over time. Supporters of the policy believe it could encourage more investment in rice farming, processing, storage, and distribution, while creating jobs across the agricultural sector. However, the success of the policy may depend on whether local producers can meet quality standards, increase output, and satisfy consumer demand. What this policy means is that there's going to be an increased demand for locally produced rice. That is, if this initiative goes well and if they abide strictly by it, it's going to provide more income opportunities for rice farmers and also reduce dependency on imported rice. Perfume long grain rice is going to reduce the importation on that. That is going to allow people to buy more of locally produced rice, and growth in agro-processing and value addition, job creation across the rice value chain. There's going to be job. If there's high demand, that means more hands on deck and improved food security. Ms. Debbie, rice production this time around, if you want to import rice, they are going to the only way they can give you the permit is when they verify that it's is locally produced rice. Haven't we been here before?
Yeah. We've been here before, but it didn't work. And as the saying goes, there is no harm in trying. So we can equally give a try again. And I feel like this is going to reduce the rate at which we import foreign rice in here. It will push us to eat our own, okay, eat our own. And then since they are doing this, we will also plead to the farmers, or not even the farmers, the companies who go in for this rice and then process it into finished goods and branding it to be sold out there. They should also do it well. There is this rice I really enjoy. I think it's called Ghana Map. It's a Ghana made rice, very very nice.
Really?
Yes, and it's the bag of the rice is made with the Ghana flag, red, yellow, green. I mean all the colors.
And it's very nice.
Very very nice.
Well branded.
Yes.
No stones.
No.
Oh, nice.
No stones. They made it like the foreign rice, and it's very very nice. So I think it will reduce, as it being stated in the article, it's going to reduce reliance on import. And then for some time now we've heard these farmers complaining of glut in their produce. I mean they have enough, and then they are not getting buyers to purchase them. So if they are making this a rule, then it means that it's as if a ban on import of rice. So we are going to focus on our local farmers, and then when it happen like that, there wouldn't be a time where these farmers will need to complain that they went into farming rice, and then at the end of it they are not getting the profit they are supposed to gain, and they are not getting customers to buy their produce. So when it happens like that, these companies will need to purchase directly from these farmers. The government will need to purchase directly from these farmers, and then so the money is being kept within the system. It goes to our farmers, and then it encourages them to farm more. And I think when this works, it will encourage people to go into farming rice, because they've realized that they now have the buyers, okay, the customers that will buy their produce. It's not like when you invest your money, your time and energy into it, and then you don't get the buyers. It becomes a waste of time and a waste of resources as well. But this time around, they will come to a realization that the government will need to purchase it, and companies will be coming in. And then I think it's about time we also start exporting our own locally made rice. Other countries should have a feel of what it tastes like when you eat Ghana made rice. I was very happy. I can't remember the country, but you can tell me if you do. When they had a challenge and President Mahama has to step in and then provide them with some stuffs, they send in mattress, they send in...
Yeah, I remember. I've forgotten the country.
Okay, locally made rice. I mean, like I was just happy. So they'll have a taste. What does it feel like when you eat Ghana rice? You get it? So we are pleading with the companies, okay? We know they are good. I wouldn't sit and rubbish anybody's work. We know they are good. They should do it well. The branding should be branding. The rice should be rising. It should be at the best point. So then when that happens, I feel we are cool to go. If only this will be strictly enforced, trust me.
Yes. And this is actually set to create jobs for people as well, because if there is high demand, that means that more people will have to come on board to produce more of the rice.
Yeah, high demand, more production, and then you need more hands on board.
It's said that according to reports, rice farmers are struggling because they have cultivated their farm produce and nobody is purchasing. So there was a time I heard President Mahama said they should sell they should take the rice
to the free senior high school students.
Exactly. So it could, increase sales
I think
for these people.
The best thing is what they are bringing on board. And I think this is not only Ghana. I think they want to do it in a way that Africans will enjoy our locally made rice. So I think it will really go a long way to help us if we enforce it. We are so good in coming up with nice policies and initiatives, but how to enforce it becomes a problem. So we need to value our own.
Miss Regina?
As she said, we need to value our own, but we can't value something that gives us sadness. We can't value something that would stress us. I'm saying this because when it comes to the local rice...
Have you experienced it before?
Oh, local rice. I'm not saying this to rubbish their hard work or to how would I put it? I said, meka echi omunina. Most of them, it's just a few. Let's say out of 100, just 1% of them really brand their rices. As she said, she ate a local rice. You said Ghana map.
Yeah, Ghana map.
Ghana map rice.
Why? I'll take a picture of it and say it's very, very
it's
nice.
Very nice. So when she said the Ghana map, I went on Google to try and so I said Ghana map rice, but the Ghana map rice they are giving me, they gave me the Ghana map itself, and it has rice in it.
No.
Maybe you should have a name, but maybe not Ghana rice map.
Yeah, she said Ghana map rice.
Really?
And I'm feeding.
Maybe they are not
a Ghana something, but I'll check
it so that we would purchase it because the way she's saying,
it's nice.
It's nice.
Very
locally made rice.
I'm telling you, locally made rice.
No stones.
No.
Exactly.
No.
You see, we are all asking no stones because the local rice have that is the brand they've presented to the people. That is difficult to cook. It has stones in it, and most importantly, the branding itself is 0%. They've not branded it in an appealing form to these people. Oko market so koto local rice egu bomu no masama I thought that if egu sack kutokumu then they'll fetch it for you. Me I'll not buy it, but you know our mothers, they'll buy it and bring it home, then they'll cook it. At the end of the day, you'll be eating it, not a bo and a wubu. So with these local producers, for this people who import rice into the country to purchase them, they have to make sure that they advertise their product very well. They do it very well to be eye-catching to the community, to the society, to Ghanaians, and also most importantly, the branding. See, before you sell something out, it has to be appealing. It has to be catchy. This dress you are wearing, it was appealing. That is why you bought it. But just imagine it started. You will not buy it. You wouldn't waste your money to buy it. So if they want this rice importers to purchase the local produce, this is what the farmers are supposed to do. To say Akoya says by force. If you purchase the local producers, then you have the permit to bring in your rice into the country. If you don't purchase it, you will not bring in any rice to the country. So in as much as we are discouraged when it comes to local rice, it is up to them to solve the issue. If they solve it, why not? We would gladly eat it because of all the foods in this world, banku, rice. We always consume rice day in and day out. They have rice pudding, they have rice water, omutuo, like a lot, fried rice, a lot.
The love.
Yeah, you see, rice and stew.
But looking at this, it's going to really help the farmers a lot. But no initiative actually comes without any challenge. What are some of the challenges you think could actually come up with this? A lot of people complain
with the farmers.
Yeah, as to why people do not purchase Ghana made rice.
And yet,
you see, we have different types of rice. We have the locally perfumed rice, and then we have the tujimi. The tujimi is the rice that's increase in size when it's being cooked. It's tasteless, but it's cooked in large quantity. But with the perfumed rice, even when you cry, you can from afar you can smell. I mean the aroma alone of the food. So we have in different. For me, I the problem is not the farmers. So the farmers, the problem is the people who buy from the farmers and then go in to rebrand it to sell it to us.
Do you think that governments actually pay attention to all these things? I feel like that is one thing we are failing at.
Paying attention to what exactly?
To the branding and those things, and making sure that, as you mentioned, stones.
That will only happen if we have a state industry, a state company that is into rice. The companies we have now are not for the government, so they are for private owners. So I'm not sure the government will have to come in and check. That would be the work of FDA.
So
FDA will need to go around and ensure that the right thing is being done.
And because how can you buy rice and it's full of stones?
So I think the traders, the normal traders who sell in the market, like those who sell it in a big pan, when they buy it raw from these farmers, they don't take their time to pick out those stones, so they sell it to you like that.
Is it the duty of the ones who have gone to buy it to pick it out?
Yes.
So what happens to the ones who are doing it?
Then I'll not buy.
No,
exactly. We will not buy it.
We can't blame the ones doing it because
we have to blame them.
You can't blame them because you don't give them the machines to do what they are doing.
Then don't sell it.
Good.
Listen,
don't sell it.
It is not for me. I won't blame the farmers. Sincerely speaking, I won't blame the farmers. Rice is not something. So somebody is working. Look at the rice. So you are cultivating like 10,000 bags of rice. But how
do the foreign companies also do it for it to be nice for us
what
to
they
consume?
do is that they buy the raw state. When it gets to when it gets to where it's being processed, they have machines that pick out all those foreign rice, the stones and all that.
So why can't we also do the same?
That goes directly to the companies who process this locally made rice into finished goods for us to buy. Do you get what I'm saying?
I would say most of them buy directly from the local produce. That is the market women. Okay. They buy it from them directly, and it is not the market women who are supposed to pick out those things. It is Nipana or Yadiano.
For me, it's the market women.
So
me,
they are the ones supposed to pick out the stones.
Yes.
But how would you feel if you yourself are selling to somebody? How would you feel if you are going to buy rice from somebody? Then the person buys it. The person goes to the house, goes to cook it. The person comes and passes. And I want to a rice and I say, like, how would you feel?
I'll feel bad. So you are
good.
So do the right thing. Yes, and that is what the traders are not doing. My problem is that we shouldn't blame the farmers. You, the trader, buying it in large quantity to sell, make it appealing to we the consumers to buy.
Market woman now no pentama betina neja hono. Afina mona wa kotono. So it's not easy. I feel now one by one.
Since it is not easy, and now the government wants to make it a flagship initiative, what do? You provide these farmers with the advanced machines.
When it comes to business is all about investing. So let's say you are a fashion designer. You don't have any machine that sews. You always do hand needling. And now you've at least garnered a lot of customers, savings. What is the best thing for you to do?
Buy machine.
You can buy machine
and upgrade.
You can buy machine and upgrade, but the money they make is, for me, I feel like the money they make is small. It's not that money. It's not that big for you to upgrade that. The farmer have a family to cater for. It's like you people do not understand me.
We understand.
The government wants to make this definitely you understand each other.
No, I understand you.
Thank you. The government wants to make this initiative very attractive and lucrative for people to purchase our own locally made rice. Now when you look at the farmers, they are trying their possible best. So what do? You give them advanced machines. You give them to make it so easy. As it stands now, we don't even use, what's the name there? Is it sickle? The one they use in something like sickles.
Yeah, I think it's sickle.
Sickle. The one they use in harvesting the rice, the sickle or something. Of late, they don't even use that. We have machines. Recently, I came across a video where the machine is there. You will just be sitting down like the way guys play their toy games, and then with your what's the name, the remote in your hand, relax, and then you'll be controlling it, and it's working. As simple as that. So if we want this thing to work, we have a long way to go. You will not sit in your office and make this initiative work.
But I feel like we are not competitive enough.
No, we are now coming to.
Yeah,
we are not
I
there.
feel like we are not competitive
We are
enough.
not
Because
there.
if I am a trader and everyone is buying from other traders and they complain that there's stone inside, in order to set myself apart, there's something we call unique selling proposition. you set yourself apart so that people will come and buy from you. You do something different from the other traders. I think that is what we lack as a country.
It's intentional.
With what you are talking about, when the issue of frying with plastic came up with the plantain chips, one young lady on TikTok went on live and started this plantain chips business. She documented everything from scratch, from pouring the oil into the pan, from cutting the plantain, and people started ordering from her. But now the perception we have about these plantain chip sellers is she say obian the robber, and they are complaining. It is not up to you to complain. As she said, it is up to you to set your side unique so that everyone will purchase you. And to walk rice seller obian there ye boa wo den na wasa wo ye nyabotre na yiyi mu na ton.
That is what they don't do. And sometimes some people do it. If you go to buy meat, for instance, beans, what you say anyone what the boys in why like beans name fair. But sometimes when you go to buy the beans is being mixed with goat feathers, and that is because it's not from the farmers. So I'm saying when these traders go to buy this rice or whatever it is in bulk, when you come out, you need to dry them. Send a bear like it will become. And when you see the places that dry this kind of rice and things, where punching bean kakra,
stop.
Oh, it's true. A punching bean kakra, nantrain bean kakra, like it's mixed up. It's something else. So I feel like this thing, for it to succeed, everyone has a role to play.
Everyone, the government, the
farmers,
traders, the farmers. Like set yourself apart, and we the consumers.
The thing is, if the trader you do the right thing, we will promote you. We will promote you.
Just as you mentioned Ghana map, I'll go and look for Ghana map. Nice, because I learned that someone recommended using local rice to prepare wachi. It's very nice, rather than using the perfume rice. So if you are saying that the Ghana map rice, free advertisement. If you are saying that the Ghana map rice is very nice without stones, and you don't have to wash several times.
They've even wrapped it like the way when you buy Cindy rice. No,
really? Oh, come on. I am coming to purchase.
So you see, Ghana map themselves have made their
rebrand.
No, what I'm saying is that when it goes, no, what I'm trying to say is when it goes through the process of like the normal process, like the company buy it locally from the farmers, they bring it to the factory, and it goes through like the right process and everything. The outcome is perfect. But normal trader who goes to buy it from the farmers directly to the market to sell, no, don't expect it like Cindy rice. They are selling it raw like that to you with their punching bee and the stones.
So the market woman has a lot to do there.
Exactly.
I will not do it. So tell them to do it then before you go take it.
Because easy life.
Yeah, so what we will encourage is that we should get more companies who buy more from these farmers than these local traders in a local market. If not, they'll sell directly of what they bought from the farmers to you. And that opportunity they already say, but when you go through the factory, Cindy rice, Ghana map, everybody, I'll bring you the pictures.
All right, thank you so much. So now, if you want to purchase Ghana rice or if you want to import, you have to get a permit if indeed it's Ghana rice before they'll allow you to import it. If it's not, forget about it. Right, let's proceed. Chasing out SA businesses in Ghana over tax wrong. Tax analyst Mr. Francis Boyd has cautioned against any retaliatory actions targeting South African businesses operating in Ghana following renewed tension over xenophobic attacks on Ghanaians and their businesses in South Africa. What he's saying is that we should not retaliate when it comes to what the South Africans are doing to Ghanaians and other African citizens over there. His comments come amid growing public anger over reports of attacks on foreign nationals and calls for reciprocal measures against South African companies with operations in Ghana. Mr. Francis condemned the attacks and criticized what he described as shortcomings in leadership and law enforcement in South Africa. However, he argued that targeting legitimate businesses would be counterproductive and could undermine investor confidence. According to him, Ghana should avoid adopting an eye for an eye approach by moving against South African-owned companies, stressing that such actions would neither resolve the underlying problem nor advance economic cooperation on the continent. Mr. Francis maintained that while the treatment of foreign-owned businesses and African migrants in South Africa is unacceptable, retaliating measures against investors in Ghana would send the wrong signal to the international business community and risk damaging Ghana's reputation as a stable investment destination. Instead, he called for urgent diplomatic engagement and stronger intervention by regional and continental institutions, including the Economic Community of West African States and the African Union, to address the growing incident of xenophobic attacks and encourage and ensure the protection of foreign nationals across the continent. The issue has gained additional significance following reports that the Ghanaian government has begun evacuating some of its citizens from South Africa amid safety concerns. So according to this tax analyst, it is bad, or it will be wrong for us to use the eye for an eye approach. When in Ghana they say that yes, he said it will be bad. It will hurt businesses and also hurt investments to the country as well. So rather, we should go the diplomatic way by involving ECOWAS and African Union to take up the issue to resolve it, so we can all come to how do you say it? A mutual agreement. Miss Eugenia. An eye for an eye. Yeah.
So when we talk about this xenophobic attack, it is unacceptable. No excuse given should tolerate this form of barbaric acts. It is only barbaric people that attack and assault individuals, clackets. Yes, your fellow African. You are assaulting your fellow African, and you've left the white people behind because what? You are scared of the whites.
Donald Trump.
You are scared of them because we Africans, we are what? We are lenient. We wouldn't mind you. We wouldn't even involve ourselves. And looking at all this going on in South Africa, at the end of the day, they are claiming that these people are living illegally in the country. They are having illegal documents. They are stealing their jobs. It is only a lazy person who would come out and say that these other African countries are stealing their jobs. And at the end of the day, they still went ahead to plead with the white people to employ their fellow locals. And according to that white man, he said no, he will not employ them because Mondays do not come to work. And what happens
in... they don't work on Mondays.
They don't... according to them, they said they don't go to work on Mondays. And when I went through the comment section, one person asked, why don't they go to work? Listen to the response. Obi say Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Omoko akoshie.
What's that?
They go and club. Then Monday they rest.
Way.
And it is true, because even when you watch their movies, that's what they do. See, anything that the South Africans are doing in their movies, it is their reality. That is who they are. So in as much as we are calling for the South Africans here to be also sacked, their businesses to be closed, in a way, when you reason it, it is wrong. When you act the language of a foolish man, automatically you are also foolish. So let them be. Let them do their business. At the end of the day, we are the wise ones. And I understand the fact that you would preach peace. Sometimes you have to retaliate back. and this is not the right way to retaliate, they would definitely bring themselves and would retaliate back. Looking at Nigerians have already started retaliating. They've closed down a lot of their ShopRite, Malcolm's. No, Malcolm is different from ShopRite.
Yeah.
ShopRite shops there. And in as much as it is wrong, I am happy. Because I'm a Ghanaian. I am very happy that at least someone is fighting for us. We are peaceful. Nigerians are not peaceful. They'll give it to you woto.
I told you that one country I was scared about was Nigeria, because for them,
they would retaliate, and they've started retaliating. I'm very happy. And now this, your friend is saying Jacinta or your Apache, someone in there, or your Apache and Anona. So Apache. Jacinta, she's now claiming, in fact, those people are very manipulative. They are making it seem as if what we did was wrong, but what they are doing is right. How can you assault another person, and if the government take action, you are telling us that we rushed the decision?
overreacted.
We overreacted. They were not expecting that from us. And yes, I met panka.
Yeah,
like I say.
Menka.
So I think I do agree. We shouldn't retaliate, or we shouldn't attack their businesses. If someone, your friend is saying, they say we don't even argue with a fool. If you argue with a fool, it means you're a fool. So let them be. And you need to send me paper the way Jimmy. Or say that be 1 + 1 you're 20. That be 1 + 1 you're 20. 1 + 1 you're 2. Where's the way Jimmy? Who on your pounds the way Jimmy, because you're arguing with them. So we plead. We know that it's painful, but we should let them be. They should contribute to the economy. If it is them that don't see, say, if an African or another foreigner is working in their country and they are benefiting, we should leave them.
Right. So yesterday on social media, I was listening to one of the interviews with one South African, and then she mentioned that it's not that they are taking their business so, but it actually looks like we Ghanaians, we are problem solvers. Just as you go to a vicinity and then you see that, oh, nobody actually sells this thing, so why not? Why don't I take up that?
Yeah, we are very
and then
innovative.
So they came up wisely to bring something into the community. Oh, there's no hairdresser in this community. Oh, I know how to braid hair. Let me start something small. They start in their porch. If they are collecting their job, you go to maybe the mall. There's nobody cleaning that place consistently. Oh, why not? I can do it. That is how it actually started.
So how are they taking their jobs?
You get it. So right now that one of their leaders asked that now that they've evacuated 300 people, have you retrieved 300 jobs?
They are now begging for jobs. They've not retrieved.
Look at that. So I think this whole approach was actually bad.
It's just like we want to sack Nigerians because they've taken our jobs. Which job have they taken? Nigerians are the ones who introduced pushing of phone covers, phone accessories on a wheel.
Yeah.
They're the ones who introduced it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have started also doing it. But we don't just wake up and say we are sacking them because they've taken our jobs. No, they introduced it. And in a way, they've created jobs for the other youth.
Yeah. And I think this small guys from, I don't know, something like Benin, France, and all these people are into this bola thing. Since they came in, it has made Zoom Lions work so easy. So they have the what's the name, the tricycle, Aboboya. They use that in carrying our refuse, and I can boldly tell you that if one day we wake up and we feel like they are a challenge, they are a problem, so we are sucking them. Seriously, because you might not regard them, but they are working. They are working. Because of these people, you don't see heap of refuse in everybody's compounds, because immediately you gather, you see, they'll come and carry it, and then you give them 5 cedis, 5 cedis to carry your refuse. They've created job for themselves. So I'm sure they came in here and then they realized that no, we are only depending on Zoom Lion. Why don't they make something like that? And so they started. For me, I like what she said, but we need to retaliate. We won't keep quiet. I feel like I don't want peace.
Leave them alone.
I don't want peace. I want problem. You see, in life, I like sometimes it's good to be quiet. It's good when someone does you something, and it's not everything you need. You just have to ignore. But sometimes you need to show the person that you are gege. You are gege Sam, because when you show the person, then the person realize that no, you tell the person that you are going the extreme. Because you do it and I don't talk doesn't mean I'm a fool. Just like Stoneboy stated in his song, it doesn't mean I'm a fool. Because when I keep quiet and then you keep doing it, in a way you're telling the person that keep doing it, maybe she's afraid to retaliate or because of something. But if you show the person another side, everybody has another side. Regardless how you appear as an angel, we all sitting here, we have another side of us. When the 7 comes, it is not Regina, it is not Esena, it's not Deborah. When the 7 comes, it's another being. You get it. But you don't push the person to download that kind of side that is trying to cover. You get it. But when you push, if a lion is sleeping down quietly and you don't touch it.
I'm a
cow. But when you go breaking the tail, no few.
How do you go to the zoo and we are doing something with a lion?
You get it. Like, are you okay? I'm sure the lion will be like, who is this one? I'll just use it for my lunch or my dinner or my supper. So for me, we will retaliate, especially with Goldfield. Goldfield has been mining for 30 years.
Yeah.
And when they realized that this xenophobic attack was becoming so intense, they brought out a 20 million initiative where they want to build a school. And the community, you'll be there for 30 years. If not for South Africa and Ghana issue, you are coming to build 5 units of schools with 20 million. And someone was like, 20 million per day, then we should give it to what's the name? Despite alone can even give that 20 million. You've been working for 30 years old.
And the communities are still not developed.
And then because there is an issue between Ghana and your country, and because they are, what's the name? Is it their lease has expired?
Their lease is yet to expire.
Now the chiefs and queen mothers are pleading for
we will not listen.
Hey,
we will not listen.
I saw from one university, Nook's department, they said they were going to protest if the government renews the
seriously, we will not. They are playing with the emotions of these chiefs and these queens. The person has been working there for 30 years, and out of the blues, he wants to build a unit of school blocks, and then with 20 million. I realized when they said people were talking about 25 million for working for 30 years. One has been taken by Ibrahim Mahama. I know we still have competent people who can handle Goldfield. We want the money in our country. You won't come and mind, send 99% and give us only 10%. It will not happen.
Go and develop your country. And you sack us from
they have gold there, they should go and mine. So for me, I feel like one thing about Ghanaians is, I don't know whether it's our nature, we don't know how to, like, we are green snake under green carpet grass. That is who we are. We might not talk, but one thing we will do to you, you will regret. And as the saying goes, when you see the comment section, everybody keeps saying Ghana does not forget. Ghana, 10 years to come, will still be saying this thing. And I just want for one back.
Yeah, the internet never
it's never forget. But then I like the fact that Nigerians are backing us. They will back us because 50% of them are here. You get it? We are here, and we still have them. We have our people there. And President Mahama said something. He said, I can't say a crow. He said it in Chi. A country cannot develop itself. You need the help of other countries. You need branches who will help you. So it's something like intertrade to develop your country. So if you are in your place and you feel like you are settled and you don't want any branches, be there. And he said that in G. He didn't say it in English.
They should have
when he was talking about the xenophobic
for them to understand.
He said that in G. So I feel like with the South African people, we need to show them something. This is not the first time. They did it in 2008, 2015. They did some even in 2024, but it wasn't so tense like what we are seeing now. So it should tell you that they keep breaking us, but because we don't talk, and that is why they kept doing it.
But I'm surprised to date we haven't heard from ECOWAS and also African Union.
If I wanted to even say that, he stated it in an article. Now ECOWAS so wegu. What are they doing?
Saying?
And they are dead. Like
Hmm.
Atiasiowo, they are alive but they are dead. We don't feel their existence. ECOWAS what meets now when you say you don't say anything, and that's because it is made up of corrupt gendarmes. That is why they don't do the right thing, because a whole ECOWAS and something is going on in other African countries, and we don't really feel that kind of vibe of ECOWAS. Like we have an association called ECOWAS. We don't feel the energy. They are not doing what they are supposed to do. I remember when coup was happening in other countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, and all those countries. ECOWAS was supposed to come in Kasa. And after they've taken over, you're now calling on the military officer who took over that country to lay his tools down and then give in for democracy. And then they disassociated themselves from, when you're part of ECOWAS, there are some benefits you enjoy. But when they realized that these countries were being taken over by military due to coup, they disassociated those, or taking away those privileges from those countries. If you do the right thing, we will not get here. I feel like ECOWAS should be dissolved. There is nothing like bilateral cooperation or whatever they are saying.
Please, Tokonu's issue is there.
Yes.
Right. So we are expecting ECOWAS to do more in relation to the xenophobic attack happening in South Africa. To date, we haven't heard from them. And to the authorities in South Africa too, what are you doing about this? Are you arresting those maltreating or assaulting these foreign nationals in your country? Do you think they're even doing more? The South African authorities and the leaders there.
Those people are corrupt. It is only one person that is correct. What's the name? Julius Malema. But even with him, of late,
he made he made a statement and then he was being bashed for that. So ECOWAS and AU, please up your game. Let's proceed. Avoid speculation, support cedi stability. Bank of Ghana tell businesses. The Bank of Ghana is asking businesses and other economic actors to base their financial decisions on prevailing market fundamentals rather than speculation, as monetary authorities seek to sustain recent gains in exchange rate stability. According to the central bank, aligning transactions with genuine demand and underlying economic conditions will help preserve the stability of the cedi and reinforce broader macroeconomic improvements. Speaking at the Money Summit, Second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Matilda Asante Esiedu, stressed the need for responsible market behavior, warning that speculative activities can undermine confidence and create unnecessary pressure on the foreign exchange market. She noted that recent improvements in macroeconomic indicators have helped strengthen the cedi and restore stability to the economy, making it important for businesses and market participants to support these gains through prudent decision making. According to Mrs. Asante Esiedu, transactions driven by actual business needs and supported by prevailing economic conditions are crucial to maintaining stability in the foreign exchange market and ensuring the recent progress is sustained. Her comment is important because the cedi has recorded one of its strongest performance in recent years, supported by improved foreign exchange inflows, stronger reserve buffers, and increased confidence in the economy. The central bank believes that avoiding speculative demand for foreign currency and allowing market fundamentals to guide decisions will contribute to a more stable exchange rate environment, lower inflationary pressures, and stronger economic resilience. Avoid speculation, support cedi stability. Bank of Ghana to businesses. Yeah. So I think one of the days I was in a vehicle and I overheard one of the Go boys that exchange money for these people. So currently, I think a cedi to a dollar is 12 cedis. Close to 12 cedis, if I'm not mistaken. But these Go boys are selling it for 13 cedis, some sell it for 14 cedis, and some even sell it for 15 cedis. But from the man, he sells it for 15 cedis. But if you go to the bank and you go and change it, they are going to sell it for you or change it for you 11 cedis or close to 12 cedis. Why are you weakening the cedi by going to these girl boys but not going to the bank? It's actually hurting businesses, and this is what the Bank of Ghana is saying. Stop the speculation. I mean, Ms. Debbie, if the cedi is strong, it's good for all of us. If it's weak, it will affect us too.
Yeah.
Your thought on this, Miss Gina?
So the cedi is 11 cedis, 78 Ghana cedis, and they are saying that we should avoid speculation and we should support cedi stability. Bank of Ghana to businesses. The support cedi stability, dear. Some of us are supporting the cedi, and I think it is not only cedi but also pesos. Because tell me why I'm having 70 pesos. You said pure water is 70 pesos. Now we will buy water 70 pesos. Give us change, it is wahala. And now they don't want to give you the 30 pesos change because of a catchers. Oh, me need 20 pesos. Oh, me need 10 pesos. And you know, just about top pure water 1 cedi, no. You are making business a saying that you are not supporting the cedi. And I'm a boy. You are not supporting the cedi. And I don't know, they've criminalized that act, but it seems as if the law enforcers are not doing their job, because they've told us, say, if someone rejects the 20 pesos, come and report. In so they call no nekache if anything policeman no jina say patron me ko to so nipa we so G20 but waka say masa fimi so ko on few because ono na so ayehye or penny 5 cedis is omunji 1 cedi biom or penny 5 cedis in 10 cedis agio entine eno no nka ni worry ho. So in as much as we are ready to your friend is saying report these people, the law enforcers themselves are not ready. And for the city to be strong, it all boils down to the individual, the business owners. As he said, I don't even know why up to now people still go to Accra to change their
go to the bank.
Go to the bank or go to the forex bureau and then your bureau.
Yeah, bureau. It's fine.
Go there.
It's a new word. It's a word.
They will not take more than what they are supposed to take. Just go there and change your money. Those people, I don't even know where they get the dollars from. You go there, no more sansu be. The moment you get there, they are calling you by force. Come and change your money. And so now that the Bank of Ghana, they know this, what are they also doing about it? What are they doing? Instead of them to can't go for chrome horn cochichi no just scanning from him no. And they are telling us that we should avoid speculation. If you should avoid speculation, you should do your job.
Yeah. So it will become balanced. You see, I think he stressed the need for responsible market behavior, warning that speculative activities can undermine confidence and create unnecessary pressure on foreign exchange markets. And I think this is ongoing, just like Regina said. We have people of late, they sell coins, right?
Yeah.
They sell coins, 10 cedi. When you want to change, 1 cedi. So it's 9 cedis. The more reason why people cut corners to the more reason why people cut corners from the right source, which is the banks or the forex bureau, to this people is because most of this monies they go into change. We're not getting through a genuine means. Because trust me, when you go to forex bureau, you're not just going to change the money. There are questions you will answer. There are files you will form. And just like the bank, when you are receiving more than what is expected of a person to receive from bank or gain, they ask you like questions. we know it's your money, but you need to answer some questions in case of incasity, so that if the need be, the bank can even defend you in court.
Yeah.
But because this money was not getting through genuine means, these people want to cut corners, and they feel like going through the right process takes a lot of time. As I said, when you get there, they will take your details. You need to file some things, and people do not understand why they should go and be filing details whilst they need the money there and then. But when you go to this short shops who are exchanging money and they are not doing the right things, you just go and they give you the money and they go. They don't even ask you questions of how you get it, because what they are interested in is the benefit they are going to get from that money, because they'll also deduct something from it and they are going to gain from that. So their focus is more on that, more than what you are bringing in. But when you go through the right channels or the right process, the right thing is being done. And it got to a time where 20 pesos, they said they don't take 20 pesos. The governor of the Bank of Ghana specifically said that 20 pesos was not rejected. Ghana still consumes 20 pesos. Trader said that. And it has happened to me like twice. I went to buy something, they told me, the woman said, Nancy, 20 pesos here NGO. And I was like, it's the same, 20 pesos in Pali, I don't know what I'll use it for. Because when you go to buy something, they don't want to take it. But now the water is 70%, they're only 20 pesos. You see our mentality. So if the laws are not being strictly enforced, we will not do it. Our language of understanding things is being pushed the harsher way to do things. If they're not being pushed, we don't feel like this thing they're asking us to do is serious. So that is how I see our settings here. If we are not being pushed with force to do something, we don't do it, and that is costing us a lot. So I think that this is a good one. We all need to help to strengthen the city. But how can this happen? It starts with the traders. If the traders are saying they are not taking 1 cedi, but the Bank of Ghana is saying that 1 cedi, we still need to spend 1 cedi, what are you doing? You are gradually destabilizing the city. That is what we are doing. And when it becomes so obvious, it's going to affect us more. So for me, I feel like the right thing should be done just like the way we have this town councils going round and all that. We should have people. There should be a directive where we have people from offices, the Bank of Ghana's office, go around educating people. For me, I don't feel we still need education, but we still need it because some people are refusing to understand common mathematics. So we still need to educate these people. If you are refusing to abide by what the law is stating, we take you on. I went with you rather to Accra, where we did the reporting on refuse, and the one mentioned something. He said something. He said when Rawlings was president, they've been coming around. When they see you, they beat you there and then, and then on top. So imagine someone will say that it's too harsh. But that is the language we understand. If we don't do it that way, so the same thing should be enforced. I'm not saying go and be somebody's grandmother, but what I'm saying is that we need to enforce the laws. If someone is not doing the right thing, if the person is supposed to pay an amount of money that is bigger than what she earns in a day, next time she'll reason.
So our laws should be enforced. Those girl boys, what is the Bank of Ghana doing to these people? They are the ones doing the speculation. So as individuals, we also have to, help strengthen the city. Why should a hotel or a restaurant operating in Ghana be taking dollars? Why? Are you not in Ghana?
School.
Schools,
restaurant, guest house, hotel.
And you want to be taking your money in dollars.
They should go there and operate there.
This is Ghana. We chop Ghanaian cedis. It's cedis, not dollars.
We chew cedis.
You get it. That is the money we used to buy. So please, the businesses that are right here in our country, still their rate is still in dollars. Please, I think these are the businesses that the Bank of Ghana needs to take on, and also the individuals as well. My ladies, thank you so much for joining me briefly right here on the morning show. We'll go for a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Welcome back to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is still the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Remember that you are streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on, send in your comments. Let's get interactive right here on the morning show. This morning, we'll be looking at some issues pertaining the anti-LGBTQ bill. There's a new development on that particular case, and this has to do with Parliament to reconsider passage of anti-LGBTQ bill, and also government to introduce rights import quota to boost local production. Those are the issues we'll be looking at this morning, and I must say that I'm elated to have our guest seated right there in the studios. We have joining us right there in the studios Mr. Enoch Fojo Ake and also Honorable Daniel Kwabna Ampon, the aspiring Vice Chairman for Amasamai and also the NDC Communications team member. We also have Mr. Enoch Ake, the NPP Communications team member. Good morning to you, gentlemen, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Madam.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Ake. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm good.
I'm just not happy, but I'm okay.
Why? What's happening?
We'll get there. I'm just not happy.
All right. Mr. Ampon, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank God for another day, brighter day.
Yeah,
thank God for everything. So far, so good. The resetting agenda is ongoing, and I think Ghanaians will be proud at the end of the day, because we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We're going to make sure things that we said proud to our campaign, we're going to make sure it is done, and it is done properly. So fast forward, I want to thank the sitting president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for this massive initiatives from health, from road, from every sector. We are touching every sector, which we can have a feel of it. And it is true. And we are all witnessing that it was not just a mere political talk, but we are doing what we talked. So I thank His Excellency for bringing all these things on board. And I'll thank my party faithfuls in Amasaman, MC Suwa 9, I'll thank him very much for doing a marvelous job for us. Our MP, Sedem Kokua Fenyo, our comrades, and everyone in Amasaman for helping everything that we said about Amasaman is coming to reality. I thank everyone.
Right. We're actually supposed to be looking at two important topics today that has to do with the import of rice quota and also the reconsideration of the anti-LGBTQ bill to be reconsidered again in Parliament. But due to time, I think we'll just be looking at one particular topic and we'll focus more on the new developments on the issue of the LGBTQ bill. Ms. Ake, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm good. You mentioned you are not happy. What is happening?
I think it is important that we let the NDC know that we will not mortgage the country.
So is this NDC that is not making you happy?
Oh, yes.
I thought maybe somebody beat you somewhere.
No.
I was even...
you get it.
Yeah.
So
you
it's,
of all people.
So it is a political party that is making you unhappy. See, life is short. Be happy.
No.
Life is short.
No. If the very things that they did that sent us to opposition, that they weaponized, that even a member of parliament from the MPP side could not even make an objection or a talk on it. Remember, it got to a point in LGBTQ, they were telling the MPs that anyone who goes against it, they will come to your constituency and ensure that you lose the election. And these people have the opportunity to pass it. Look at the empty bill they want to pass.
No. Don't even go there. We left the country for you about 8 years. What did you even did? I thought you are going to say something tangible, something reasonable for Ghanaians to understand that, I'm Paiba and Kwaye, he say, what are we doing? Then we come to a consensus and make sure, because this thing, we know we don't like it. I was thinking, Bibi Cray here,
not all of us.
You're going to talk about
we saw a post yesterday by Afenyo Market.
Please, let's not go there. Compromise account. Let's not go there.
Compromise.
Yes, compromise.
Both on Facebook and Twitter.
You want to
at the
be
same
loud
time
on this LGBTQ.
Can we have the issue? Or
you want to be loud on it? Me feel
Right.
Debbie Crown here wa me me am shimio.
Because if you be able, I said like what bread, I said one
Say
that.
the same topic.
Now we just so be at show fans go do food.
LGBT. I am sad.
So it's because of LGBTQ you are not happy.
Sad and angry.
Right, let's get into the
Let me hear a
issues.
submission. Let me hear an
Yeah, time is fast spent, so we will go on it. Right, so Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has directed Parliament to revisit the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, commonly known as the Anti-LGBTQ Bill, following concerns of procedural inconsistencies during its approval. And the directive comes amid questions about whether the level of bipartisan support reflected in a committee report was properly demonstrated on the floor of Parliament during the final vote. According to the Speaker, the committee report indicated unanimous support from both majority and minority members. However, he noted that the consensus was not clearly reflected during proceedings in the House. He stressed that where a committee presents a report showing bipartisan agreement, that consensus must be clearly demonstrated in the final decision-making process on the floor. He therefore directed Parliament to reconsider aspects of the bill passage to ensure that proper parliamentary procedure is fully observed and adequately reflected. And then again, we heard from President Mahama indicating that the bill will undergo further legal and constitutional scrutiny before they are sent it. And he noted that concerns such as quorum issues and procedural lapses must be addressed before the legislative process can be considered complete. The President further explained that legal aspects of the presidency and the Attorney General's department must review the bill before advising him on the next step. And also the Speaker's intervention and the President's comments together suggest that the bill has several procedural legal stages to complete before it's being assented into a law. And it's also indicated that the bill will have to also go to the Council of State, if necessary, for an advice to be given to the president before he finally assents it. But there's a whole lot of controversy surrounding this bill. Mr. Ake, is that something that the Parliament didn't follow before passing the bill? That is why we have to see it's been reintroduced in Parliament again.
Before I get there, I think there is a narrative that the NDC have been passing out, of which this morning my brother has done equally same. 8 years, what did you do? In fact, it is important that we set the record straight when it comes to LGBTQ. We all were in this country when we were heading to election, when we saw the likes of Sam George and other sponsors who were on the neck of the then government, President Akufo-Addo's government, to pass the LGBTQ bill and sign by the president into a law. You were here with me.
Yeah.
People did not even have the opportunity to speak about this bill, because once you come out to say, oh, let's amend it this way, let's frame it this way, they tell you are gay. They tell you are in support of that. We sent a bill that, in fact, the bill that was passed in Parliament and the current one, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to go through the two. You will see that these people never like the good of the country. Because if you could send such a bill to a president, I call it the hate bill, that President Akufo-Addo should assent to it, then today you are in government and then you are changing the narrative and you are sending what I call an empty bill to your president to sign, then I can tell you that you and your government, you lack principle. You are not principled. Before that, the narrative I want us to set is that the bill never got to the president's table. It is important that we set that record.
Which bill?
Please, let me make my point. The bill that was passed in Parliament, which is this LGBTQ, never got to the table of President Akufo-Addo. If you could recall, after passing in Parliament, one gentleman decided to go to Supreme Court to go and test the law, of which the Supreme Court sent an injunction on that bill. So that bill could not get to the table of the president. If you could recall, the president's secretary had to write back to Parliament that, hey, there is an injunction on whatever you've done. So there is no way that the president will have the opportunity to speak to, because if you read the constitution very well, you know that the judiciary has that powers, judicial review, to go through whatever the legislature and the executive have done. And if it goes contrary to the constitution, then they can declare it void. So the executive then did not want to have an issue of contempt with the court. So they decided to abstain. So the bill itself never got to the table of President Akufo-Addo. I think it is important we set that record straight, because Sam George and the likes decided to use that President Akufo-Addo did not want to sign. He did not want to sign, weaponize it. And then at the point they even saying that President Akufo-Addo is in bed with these LGBTQ communities. Fast forward, you came into government. There is pressure on you. Your president, who was a key advocate of this LGBTQ, that our culture and what have you. I'm coming.
Our president.
Please let me make my point. Our culture and what have you frowns on that. Today the president came in and told us that, how do we say it? LGBTQ is not a pressing issue. It does not need a quick attention, and that there are other pressing issues. Fair enough, that is the president's position. They saw a backlash and how Ghanaians reacted to it, decided to go to Parliament, and then the same bill you gave to President Akufo-Addo, you have done serious amendment to it. Then I sit back and ask myself, what is the essence of this current bill? What was in President Akufo-Addo's own that today you want to change it? Is it that you people did not have principles? One key advocate of the amendment in this bill, that they've exempted some portions of people from the current bill, professional bodies, lawyers, and the likes. And I ask myself, what will be the essence of anti-LGBTQ bill when those who are the key advocates are exempted? You still have the opportunity, CSOs will still have the opportunity to advocate for such bodies.
So should they be included? Are they advocating or they are defending?
What I'm saying is that people who are advocates of this bill will not have any, they are not criminalized. They will still have the opportunity to do what they want. Then I ask myself, what is the importance of that bill? If Kofi, who can be an advocate of the bill, will still have the opportunity to advocate, then why should we sit here and talk about LGBTQ? Then let's not put the bill, let's put the bill somewhere. And I ask myself, do you know what was in the previous bill? In the previous bill, when you are wearing a dress, a young man, and you're acting like a lady, you can be called. and you can be criminalized for that. Today, they've taken that portion out. So I ask myself, did these people want the good of that country, or it is just because of political power? That is why they were doing that. You wanted the president of the day, President Akufo-Addo, to assent his signature to such a hate bill that you and I know will send him to a position. You wanted to place him in a position where other people will see him as a devilish human being. Today, you are in government. You have, if you go get the time and go through the amendment and compare it to President Akufo-Addo's time, you ask yourself that, did these people really want the good of this country, or they just wanted everything at their disposal? So I'm very sad and angry when I saw the new one. It is of no use. This new bill is of no use. It's of no essence. It has no. It is just empty, because if you pass it, people also have the opportunity to walk free in this country and advocate for LGBTQ. What is the essence of it? Then let's stop it and let's go on in our country.
So what about the amendments made to the professions in the institution? You think it's unnecessary?
Why was it previously they were all not exempted? They were in. Now why are you exempting them?
But you had majority as at that time. You could have amended it easily.
I am telling you that. Do you remember what happened in the then parliament when we were passing LGBTQ? We had Christian organizations sitting in parliament. Imam sitting in parliament during this LGBTQ issue. You did not even have the opportunity to stand up, and before you stand up and speak, they are already tagging you. Some judge has made the narrative that anybody who has a take on this LGBTQ, aside whatever that is presented, you are one of them. So the then parliament did not, because see, if you could remember, Afenyo and the likes were raising that let's sit and let's look at some of this amendment, because some of them were too harsh. Then you ask myself, why is it that you are not presenting that same bill you give to Akufo-Addo today? Why are you changing the narrative? Why are you changing it now? It means that these people lack principle. We cannot trust them.
So that means automatically the minority is not in support of the amendments that were made. So that means that any journalist that is caught reporting, seen reporting on the LGBTQ should be arrested. And a lawyer who has the chance to defend their clients, and if it's related to LGBTQ, that person should be
I'm saying is that why was it in the first bill that such people could be arrested? And now you are changing it. So what I'm saying is that if you have time, then, if not because of political point and cheap politicking, we could have sat with this amendment and then look at some portions of it. At the point, Sam John told us that even Ghana's bill, Kenya just took it. They didn't do any amendment. The first bill President Akufo-Addo was, you know, Kenya has passed this. Yeah. They just came to take Ghana's own and just sent to their parliament and they passed it. If he thinks it is good, why is he changing it now?
So is the problem with the bill, or the problem is with the people passing the bill?
The problem is the lack of principle with such human beings. Such people should be pushed away in our politics.
So is the problem with the people passing the bill?
No, you see what I'm just saying. The problem I have is that why is it that yesterday you wanted a then president to pass such a hate bill? Because I've always had the majority then wanted to raise it. You remember we had a hanging parliament. Why is this against this bill? We'll come to your constituency and fight you. I am telling you, do you know what this got to? People had said, we said let's sit down because this amendment looks, and this bill you are presenting to the president looks too of a hate bill, of which it will end up affecting too many people. Let's sit and judge. They said never, we will not give room. President Akufo-Addo must sign it.
And now they are in power and they have the chance and they've amended it.
That is telling you the kind of people we are dealing with. That these people lack principle. Their principles are seasonal. When they are not in power, they are okay. When they come to power, I say, no. So I ask myself that, why should we still keep such people in our politics? Some judge and the likes. We should push them away. Because my point is, if yesterday you told us that bill was okay for a president to sign, why is it that your own president is in power? You want to change it? The same amendment we were speaking about then, that let's sit and discuss it well.
Right.
You are the problem. But today, you want your president to sign a different one. And we call it an empty bill, because if they truly say they love Ghanaians and their cultural values, regardless of whatever the position of the law, then they should send that same bill they send to
Right. Let me ask this follow. So what would you want them to change in the bill currently they have passed or is about to be reintroduced again?
I have nothing. What I want them to do is that they should ensure that they push their president to sign whatever they presented. That is all.
So you're okay with the bill, but you said the bill is empty. So what are they going to include in it that you think is going to make it substantive?
what I'm going to advocate for it include, because you see the bill is not only talking about criminality, aside criminal charges, it is also looking at protecting individuals. You see,
yes,
people with the funding, if they still have the opportunity, aside what you see, Ghanaians, yes, and such people, these influential people, what have you, and then when they are given such funding, and then they visit these rural areas, and then they still have the opportunity to do whatever they want to do. They are not doing the act. For them to, they are not telling you that don't go and do, but they are sort of advocates for them. They have some soft spot for them, and such people still have the opportunity to go out and then still do whatever they want, and they can still influence my brother here that, oh, it is good, do this, and nobody will arrest them. Where are we getting to in this country? You understand me? Because if people will still have the opportunity to advocate for LGBTQ, but those who will be doing the act will be arrested and be charged, then what will be the essence of passing LGBTQ?
So a journalist reporting on LGBTQ is automatically advocating for it?
No, not reporting. You see, that is what I'm saying.
And so that is the exemptions that were made. Journalists, doctors, and lawyers. Because even if
the word is media houses, CSOs, and organizations subtly or openly promoting, it's not reporting, promoting
it,
LGBTQ activities. In President Akufo-Addo's time, when they catch you like that, you have to 3 months to 5 years imprisonment. Today they've removed it completely.
So
should we trust such people?
It's not right.
No, I'm coming. What I'm saying is that no, it's not right. Why should you have the opportunity to promote LGBTQ? Okay. If somebody acting it, doing the act will be arrested, and then you promote it, you place 3 to 5 years, means that you were gagging CSOs. You were putting them in a position where President Akufo-Addo, after signing, will have problem with this media and CSOs people. But your time there, you want to remove it. Then I ask myself, do these people have principles? Should we trust them? Again, failure to report LGBTQ activity. You see someone do LGBTQ and you fail to report. In the President Akufo-Addo's bill, they wanted him to sign. Fine up to 1,000 penalty point. Now, they've amended that.
They've amended it to what? Deleting it, or they want?
I don't know the amendment. I don't know, but
then why are you saying it?
No, they've amended from fine up to 1,000 penalty. I don't know the penalty unit they've included now, but they've amended that portion. Directly or indirectly promoting, facilitating, counseling, procuring or supporting LGBTQ activity. Listen, if you have the opportunity to directly or indirectly promote LGBTQ, you facilitate, you counsel or procuring, supporting LGBTQ activities. In President Akufo-Addo's bill, imprisonment up to 3 months. Now they've removed it completely. So I continue to ask myself, what is the essence of this bill? If people will still have the opportunity to promote, buy this at Atta and the rest, and then in President Akufo-Addo's bill, you place imprisonment up to 3 months. Today, if you move that portion completely, then why should we still be talking about LGBT? Then the bill they are passing, they should stop, and then we all continue whatever you are doing in this country.
All right, Mr. Opon.
I wanted to read off, or you're okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Opon.
The name is Ampon.
Oh, sorry.
You can do it great, Ampon.
Yeah.
You see, my brother here, I'm not getting him. But you see, in communication, we call something nice. Didi. I want you to read, before your introduction, you were reading something about what President Mahama said. I want you, or I think it's from the Speaker of Parliament. You just read, I want some portion. And let's delve into it. We don't need to be making Ghanaians confused about this thing. This is a clear something. So I want you to read so that I take it from there.
Right.
Please listen.
So what Speaker Alban Baghdad said about the bill? So he said that he has directed Parliament to revisit the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, commonly known as the Anti-LGBTQ Bill, following concerns over procedural inconsistency during its approval.
Underline inconsistency.
Yes. Should I proceed?
You proceed.
The directive comes amid questions about whether the level of bipartisan support reflected in the committee report was properly demonstrated on the floor of Parliament during the final vote. According to the Speaker, the committee reports indicated unanimous support from both majority and minority members. However, However, he noted this consensus was not clearly reflected during proceedings in the House. Mr. Bagben stressed that where a committee presents a report showing bipartisan agreement, that consensus must be clearly demonstrated in the final decision-making process on the floor. He therefore directed Parliament to reconsider aspects of the bill's passage to ensure that proper parliamentary procedure is followed, is fully observed and adequately reflected. The move introduces a new development in the debate over the legislation, which seeks to criminalize LGBTQ activities and has generated strong public and political reactions. Supporters of the bill argue that it protects Ghanaian culture and family values, while critics continue to raise concerns about its implications for constitutional rights and human rights protection. The issue has drawn attention from the executive arm of government. President Mahama has indicated that the bill will undergo further legal and constitutional scrutiny before any assent is considered.
Thank you. You see, this is something that we don't need to propagate some falsehood in this thing. The whole Ghana, and I let me say it on record, the whole Ghana, our values, we hate it, either Christian, Muslim, whatever thing that anybody support or worship, we hate it. And even they stated it clearly. President Mama said it. Yeah, the banner I will present it to the Council of Elders for them to look into it before I will send my signature. So why do we politicize it? Even the sponsors, Reverend Intim Fojo is the leader. Go and check the sponsors for the second one. 3 MPP parliament MPs and 2 NDC. That is the sponsors. So please, let's not politicize this thing. Let's not do it that way, because I will never disagree that this thing will go on in this country. We're in this country. When I woke up one morning, passing by at the Flagstaff House, I saw the whole building was colors. Do you understand?
No, it was not Christmas colors.
No, look. Do you know where that time I live? Just Flagstaff House.
So what?
I was having the pictures.
So what are you insinuating?
What I'm insinuating now is they were trying to shadow this thing, and we are in power. We are trying to make sure the needful is done for the common Ghanaian to clap for President Mahama and the NDC. So if there is certain things that are not okay with anybody or with the MPP or the NDC, who whatsoever, I want to make it clear that there are still the imams that he said they went to parliament. They are still in this country. They are still the pastor that they went to parliament that he was insinuating. All these people are still there. So I don't think President Mahama will send his signature on something that don't go in bed with the values of Ghanaians. So please say yeah. So let's see what will happen, because we promised Ghanaians that we will pass the bill, and we are passing it. So if there is certain things that are not proper, it will still go back for amendment, and it will still come back, so that we'll make sure what we promised during our campaign time, we'll do it for Ghanaians. We don't like it. We in the NDC, we hate it. Ghanaians hate it. We'll do what Ghanaians are saying that they want. We'll never go contrary to what they are saying. So please, we should not play the ostrich game this morning as if no. Please, my brother,
But did you use a proper procedural process in passing this?
Yes. I said, who was the sponsor? Reverend Tim Fojo. He is the lead. Check. Phone check it.
Yesterday, did you watch the press conference he did?
Check. He was the sponsor.
The day before yesterday.
No, he was the sponsor. He sponsored it.
And I'm asking, did you watch the press conference?
But then why did he sponsor it? He sponsored it. See, let's be careful in doing this thing. No?
You were sitting here just telling us that we should not politicize this.
Yes.
And then on another breath, you are telling me that you passed Jubilee House and you saw colors during President Kufado's time.
It's true.
Are you people not double standard?
It's true. Oh, it's true.
It's true. Let me show you a picture. I'll show you right now.
It's true. Do you understand? So please.
This is President Mahama.
Let me see.
Rainbow colors during 2025 9 lessons and carol service. Please. Is this LGBTQ colors? This is your president.
Where?
2025. Jubilee House.
Hey.
When they did 9 lessons and carol, did you hear that news? Are you aware? 2025. Can I also say this is LGBTQ colors? So you see, let's not be doing this to ourselves. You just sat here telling me that we should not politicize LGBTQ. But you said you passed through Jubilee House. You saw LGBTQ college during President Kufado's time. And I'm just showing you, this is President Mahama's Jubilee House. 2025 9 lessons and this is also deliberate.
They own it around 2.
Let me see.
Before 6, it's off. Before 6 in the morning,
complain
the lights
about
were
it.
off.
I can also say this is just colors.
Do you understand? So,
but I can also say that this is also LGBTQ colors. So what have you got to say?
We
so
will.
You see,
but do you trust these people? Because
yes.
I learned is
no. Oh, go down. You will see a lot of them.
This is
President. This is your president.
This is
9 lessons and 2025. They did it at Jubilee House. President, vice president, your ministers were there, and then they used this color. And Ghanaians started complaining. Why are you also abhorring? Are you also supporting LGBTQ? So what I'm saying is, let's not do this to us. What I'm saying is that the previous bill you wanted the president to sign.
That bill, let me come in. That bill. Say when it went to President Nanado and he didn't sign it, automatically our laws says it straight. You can't even bring it back. You need to revisit everything and do everything new.
No, that is not it.
That is the law. You can check it. That is the law. You can't take the same bill.
Don't use ignorance to shout.
No. You can't take.
The position of the law is that
you can't take the same bill.
Oh,
you can't. You can check it. Baby, Mpacho. You can't. It is not true. You need to
the
go.
The position of the law is that
you do it all over again. You can't take the same bill, please. That one.
When you send a bill to the president, the parliament that sent that bill is dead. We are now in a new parliament.
So why then you bring the old one to the sitting president trying to start? No. No.
But you present that same bill to the new parliament for deliberation. What we are saying is that the new president we cannot say that because President Kufado didn't sign, it is still on his table. So once President Mahama is in it, he should sign. No. Once that parliament is dead and gone and there's a new parliament, the new parliament will have to now pass the bill and then present it to the president. What I am saying is
that includes reviewing.
You can review, but you can decide to present that same bill to your
parliament. Don't we know our values already?
Parliament has already deliberated on.
So don't you think the amendments were necessary?
Don't we know our values already?
Amendment in President Kufuor.
No, don't we know our values already?
I am coming.
We know our values already.
People who dress in a manner that depicts them as people of the opposite gender, such person can go to prison up to 7 years. You dress and it depicts you as another gender. In President Kufuor's bill, they wanted him to sign. When you are arrested as such person, you can go to prison for 7 years. Look at the amendment they've done. Amendment to exclude people who are able to prove that their dressing is not intended for LGBTQ activities. It makes sense, right? It doesn't make sense, because I'm sure if this bill was passed during President Kufuor's time, we would have ended up arresting a whole lot of people. Everybody. Because today you wake up as a lady, you want to wear shorts and singlet. Then police just catch you, come, you're arrested, 7 years. But in the new bill, you have the opportunity to defend that whatever you are wearing is not intended that you are part of those LGBTQ activities. Doesn't it make sense? So why didn't Sam George and the likes give opportunity then in that parliament so that we deliberate on it?
Or bring it up.
Bring it up. But they made it look like anybody who comes up to speak against LGBTQ, that person is part of them. That is my problem. That these people lack principles.
So the minority is actually paying because this current administration made
they weaponized LGBTQ during President Akufo-Addo's time.
Right, so it's supposed to be reintroduced again. What do you expect this time around?
Now the speaker is telling us that he only said that I am forced to sit in for consideration. He did not give room to pass, so he doesn't know. So, but you know that the speaker, and then your majority leader is saying that the speaker cannot. He can only
say that.
He won't mean show.
So it's going to be a long week.
Long week, but that is it. The speaker does not have that ultimate right
to say that
they didn't use. You have to both sides of the house to agree to it, and so they agree and sit on it. But my problem again has to do with these people. Can we trust them? Because you see, it is sad though. Because imagine President Akufo-Addo sitting back today, looking at this new bill, considering the old one. So is it that these people wanted to put me in a tight corner? Because look at the criminal charges, 3 months imprisonment when you are seen directly promoting, failure to report LGBTQ, penalty charge of 1,000 penalty units. In fact, a whole lot of rubbish that they wanted this president to sign. Now you've gotten the sense to amend it.
Deliberate.
But don't you think that if it was sent to the president to sign, because it's supposed to go through the attorney general before signing,
it didn't get to his table.
Won't he bring it back if he doesn't?
He can write back.
Yes, exactly.
He didn't. He did. What I said, he didn't understand. The thing did not get to the person's table.
Yeah, it never got to the person.
That is the argument you guys have been pushing.
But the Supreme Court dismissed that case 18th December 2024.
Why are you people doing that? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't
but
worry.
Again,
don't worry. We are the hope of Ghana.
Yeah, Honorable Daniel,
we are the hope of Ghana. So
but this bill, there are some portions that still we have to amend. Right. Especially directly promoting LGBTQ. You should be arrested. Why should we allow such people to go? You've just expound it freely. When you are promoting LGBTQ, you can do it as
President
as you want.
John Dramani Man said.
Your president himself will not sign it. For that
So what is your beef?
My point is, whether amended or not amended, he will never sign it.
Oh, are you sure?
We will sign it. After everything, we will sign it before we go to.
So should we be expecting any legal challenge to this bill too?
Oh, I'm not sure.
We are not hypocrite. We are moving you. We will sign it.
No, serious. That is what the people did. Who does it more than you?
That is what the people did. But see, the NDC.
Right. And what would you say lastly on this issue?
So what I would say is that, you see, say we are friends are no idea.
Okay, no, wash your one side.
Yes, we are friends are no wash your one side. This goes to the NDC. When you have the
about your share.
When you have the opportunity that we are in opposition, you see, at the point in our politics, some of these things were not political. I always say galamsey, LGBTQ, tribal, religion. Those things were far from politics. But you see, thanks to some gentlemen who wanted political power, they introduced all of these things into our politics. Today, galamsey has now become a political issue. First, you can't galamsey. NDC, MPP, we will sit here and then condemn it. But they placed it in a point that President Akufo-Addo and his government were kingpins of galamsey. You remember that? Sam John at the point said he even trusts that President Akufo-Addo is a gay. Go and find that video. Sam George said at the point he even trusts that President Akufo-Addo is a gay. You weaponize things here in this country at the point that people could not even have the opportunity to speak about it. Imagine you have done this amendment. I'm not sure the person would have even gone to challenge in court, because some of these things seriously in law, because you know that the constitution gives the opportunity to freedom of association, freedom of what have you. So you have to check some of these things. But because of political power, we give room for these people to do whatever. So I'm hoping that they will learn a great lesson from me, so that 2028, when they go to opposition and then MPP is ruling, they will sit down and keep quiet and then watch us how we rule this country.
Right. Don't you think that the reintroduction of the bill in Parliament again is to avoid all legal challenges in future? Because just as they said, quorum and then
you said it all. You said it all. See me.
So you agree with the speaker saying they should reintroduce or reconsider the bill again?
The whole issue is, this is something we all don't like it. So before our president has sent his signature on it, we need to make sure the Muslim religion, the Christendom, and whatever religion, we all agree before he has sent a signature. Because we are doing it for our children. We are not doing it for any political points. We are not doing it for our interest, but we are trying to do something that will promote and help in the future. So I don't take all this thing lightly, but I know at the end of the day, before 2028, we'll make sure we will sign it, and Ghanaians will trust in the process of John Dramani Mahama and the NDC come 2028.
Right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Mr. Enoch, do you have anybody to greet before we leave?
It's important that I greet the incoming president of the land, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. In fact, in 2028, he will be the next president of Ghana. Then let me greet one of my brothers, yes, Nano. He's going for assistant secretary in Shayo Sudoku constituency for the NPP. He's one of the solid guys that I trust will do very well. Then let me greet my brother, lawyer Samuel Chumesi. He's also going for youth organizer in the Swum constituency. One solid guy too, that he can do the work. And lastly, let me greet my brother OKS. I call him Kusimen said, one of my seniors. He's also going for youth organizer in the Okankwe South constituency. One of the solid guys we have. And my senior man to here is also going for how do you call it? Vice chairman Amasama constituency. He's solid. And it's for Mum to Abaman.
Yo, honorable.
I want to thank my good people in Amasaman, that is the NDC fraternity, for believing in me. And I know the D-Day will be very joyous, and I'm ready to make sure everything about the delegates will come to light, and everything that the government is trying to bring on board in Amasaman will be heard of. So I will thank some of my bosses, that is Alhaji Adama, incoming National Vice Chairman for the NDC. Thank him for his advice. And I will thank my NDC comrade, Vice Chairman, that is Greater Accra Vice Chairman, Vignon, for the massive thing that he's doing for the Amasaman community. I will say thumbs up for that great man. And also, I will thank Samuel Okain for believing in me. So I'll thank everybody. That day, I know we are going to take the trophy. If I say trophy, we are taking all the glories in Amasaman constituency and make sure NDC will be great again. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.